I'm gonna pull the whole thing down. I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gonna be biblical.
Welcome to Patriots Across the Pond and friends. But this is a special show that we're going to be doing hopefully every fortnight, depending on what we're all up to. And Jason's agreed to come on and give us some deeper dive information to the stuff that Elisa and I usually waffle on about over the course of the week. But just want to say two things quickly. Thanks, Jason and Dina, for pushing my channel today. It was Elisa's last week. So if people could subscribe to my channel and Elisa's as well, it doesn't really matter. But the more views we get and the more we push the information out, the better. And secondly, Elisa and I were a little bit overwhelmed last week. We had over 1,000 comments. Now, I didn't really look at the comments during the chat because I wanted to concentrate on what we were doing. But Elisa and I both read through all the comments afterwards, and everyone that gives us a bit of love, right back at you. So, Elisa, how are you first?
I'm good. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for all the love and being here. Jason, it's so good to see you.
Great to see you too.
I think the problem we have is that we start to talk before we go live, and we're like, no, stop. we can't talk about this until we go live. So yeah. I'm so glad about this. And for those Americans who don't know what a fortnight is, it sounds very, very Shakespearean. It's every other week. It's every 2 weeks. So that's going to be where we'll be here every 2 weeks, the three of us, and maybe some surprise guests, right? Going down the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
Most definitely surprise guests.
So yeah, Joe, you did a 6.5 hour show almost yesterday, didn't you, with Doc?
Yeah.
And I'm 2/3 of the way through that. Very funny.
Yeah.
Doc's excellent. And yourself. So how are you, sir? And
great.
What digging into?
Oh, it's every day's a new surprise.
Yeah, isn't it just?
Yes.
That's for sure.
It is.
I know that you have so much, and we want to just let you go on and do, but here I am in the state of New York, which I'm sure a lot of our followers and listeners are from. And what can we say about New York, right? I mean, to say it nicely, it's a shit show. So I want you to bring some of your insights and knowledge about some of these folks here that are currently our politicians. And yeah.
I think we're getting ready to see the Insurrection Act.
Yes.
Because you're starting to see a lot of socialists and plus, they just had a vote in Congress today, right? About negating all, bringing forth all the horrors of socialism and everything like that. Guess how many Democrats voted no?
None.
98.
Oh, 17. Beautiful.
Why would you do that?
I've done a banner for that.
It's just there's so many 17s. I mean, every time you listen to a video, there's 17 deaths, 17 this, 17 that. I'm like, I guess we're on the right path.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's a lot of stuff from last night that I printed off after the show and started digging into this whole cult of Tubal Cain.
What is that?
That's the cult that runs the world.
Well,
So how did you get to that? Like, that's what we need to know. How did you find this out? What did you find out? And what's going on with them right now?
Well, the thing is, there's 2 packs, right? There's Volume 1, Volume 2 by the Shiny Oats, which is because it's all worship of the Mother Goddess. It's all Mother Goddess worship, and it's Wyrd, W-Y-R-D, the pale-faced goddess. Now, all this is run out of the UK. Like, this all started in the UK, and I mean, I only got through the first 2 chapters, and let's just say there is a lot of keywords and phrases in these first 2 chapters that are in the Q drops. A lot. They talk about the whole sacrificing of, because it has to be voluntary, and they always do shit around a cauldron. It's all witchcraft.
Now, Jason, how did you find out about this? Like, where did you see this? You were able to then take the deep dive.
Well, what happened was one of our, Wendy, she's in our deplorable Wendy. She's always in our chat, and she just puts all these posts up, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool, and then I'll grab them and then check them out. But that one, I'm like, okay, there's something up with that. She's like, you gotta check this out. So it was right before a video that I hit print. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna print this while a video is going on, and start looking through it. I'm like, the first chapter is the Old Covenant, right? So the first, it says, the Old Covenant binds its people with a kinship bestowed by divine grace through time beyond manifest form as a cohesive unit for its survival and continuity rather than its dissemination in diaspora, right? But then it says, although rarely mentioned or even highlighted within much of the modern literature written about the craft, right? That's what they call masonry, the craft. Mm. Traditional witchcraft remains built upon a pact between us and the old ones.
Who are the old ones?
Who are the old ones?
Well, I'm guessing they're the Archons.
Yeah.
Because they know we're in a hologram. I mean, this is the Covenant of Hollows. We strive to ratify the right of the Old Covenant at the dark of the moon as near to All Hallows Eve as possible. And should the actual void of the moon fall on All Hallows Eve itself, then any normal working would be abandoned in favor of it. Midnight is often regarded as the witching hour. Right? And upon this night, this doubly so, it is the night when the mound opens for the wild hunt. Led by local horn psychochomps such as Herney, to ride across the hill and dale, retrieving all lost souls, gathering up within the ancestral train to take them back home again. I mean, these people are evil. I mean,
the clues are always in the language.
Yeah, they even talk about the they talk about the stang, right? So a stang it's a bident. It's like a tuning fork.
Yeah.
So if they have a stang, if that is a bident, because the trident has 3 prongs, a bident only has 2.
Yeah.
So now, when I started looking at that, it made me think of the Pope, right? How he holds that staff with the cross that's bent, right? Because they say that it's because Christ failed the cross. It's like, no, because when you invert it, it's a pitchfork. I mean, this gets wicked. In fact, it says the crossed arrows on the stang represent the 4 cardinal points. They talk about the 4 cardinal points in the drops, denoting the equal armed cross of the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, water. These arrows specifically remind us that the goddess aspected as Diana, the divine huntress, may shoot her devotees with them. Such persons or victims will spend the rest of their lives enamored by her singular beauty, seeking her out with the aching heart and restless spirit on moonlit nights. Likewise, the sickle's upward pointing blade reminds us of she who will gather us up home again. Then it goes on to say, just as the grain is harvested when it is ripe, so are we. When our time is done, we too are cut down. When the harvest is ready, it's like they're telling us, like, all the shit from this cult, it's in the drops.
Yeah.
I mean, and the funny thing is that their symbol, I found to be funny. Now it says right here, the star-crossed serpent, right? It says, fire as such as the province of Alder, that's a tree, the god of the underworld, time, that which creates and destroys the world of appearances. Finally, Bran or Brian or Baal, the god of fire or of craft, of lower magic and fertility and death. All things that are of this world belong to him, the star-crossed serpent. So you come to the true meaning of the cauldron. Bring forth the star sun, and you have Dionysus, the horned child, and Jesus Christ in one. So let's just go back to, shall we say, Easter this year, when they busted out that Christ with all the things coming out of his head, with the just like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
That's Lucifer too.
Right.
That's got to come down. It's all based off Lucifer, but they follow the old horned one, which is Baphomet. And guess what else is deep in the star-crossed serpent? It's communism. It's the hammer, sickle, and the star. Those are the three symbols that they need for this whole star-crossed serpent.
I see. Do you think just what you were saying there about the harvest and the crop and stuff like that, do you think that's anything to do with what Chuck Grassley talks about? Not in his drops in the corn and all that sort of stuff?
Yep. Because who are they harvesting? Not us.
No.
We're not the ones that made that covenant. You guys made that covenant. That's why when people talk about Freemasonry and it being, oh, we make ordinary men better. Really? And then we watched a video yesterday with this Mormon, because I'm going in hard on the Mormons now.
I know.
The Mormons now are like number one. Because they're the ones that were created. Because what it is that why New York is so big in this? Because that's where all the Great Awakenings happened. That's where they created all these religions. And it only tells me that this was a massive ploy by Europe, by this whole secret treaty of Verona, to actually overthrow the world and put under one international order under the Vatican.
So I have a question for you. Why New York? Is there something about the ley lines or the energy, or like, why is it that, and we know that if we look at the big plan where they say America first, Israel last, I'm going to go on a limb, though it's not necessarily that New York is kind of last when it comes to this country, like that's sort of so much evil here and so much history. So why is it New York? Do you know what it is about where we are that all this shit has kind of started or has its roots here?
Well, I think it all started in the early 1900s when they had the Boston Brahmins and all the Northeast, and how they had all those money, like Carnegie, and how everybody got rich, John Astor and all that. But how did they get rich? Off of the opium trade. That's why China should be pissed at us.
Right.
Because we had the opium wars and everything. It's like, what's changed? Nothing's changed. We still have opium wars. Look at Afghanistan. I mean, why would they make World War I? Why would they make the flower for World War I be a poppy?
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally, they throw it right in our face.
Yeah.
And it's a shame, but New York, I mean, you've got the Finger Lake area.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
Right.
And then that's where the IRS was created on July 7th, 1933, because it was signed in Delaware as an LLC, and then signed into, existence in Albany.
I thought the IRS was a Puerto Rican corporation.
No, that's where they took all the money.
Okay.
That's why they're like, oh, we seized Puerto Rico. They use Puerto Rico as like a massive landing spot because it's not a part of the U.S. It's just territory. So,
yeah.
But then look at all the islands around there.
And, English Hawk in the chat just reminded us that New York is the headquarters for the UN.
Turtle Bay. It's in the risk book. There's a risk book. It's called what was it? Total Diplomacy: The Art of Winning Risk by Ihsan Hanari. Came out in 2005. That's the book we need. It's a whole outline of what's going on.
What's the name of that book again?
Total Diplomacy: The Art of Winning Risk. It's like $10-12 on Amazon. But surprise, that book has it all in there too. They even talk about killing turtles in chapter 8, and that's Turtle Bay. That's the UN. That's when they said talking about killing turtles. Well, who are the turtles? It's the UN. That's what they call themselves because it's on Turtle Bay. I mean, literally, you have to bring the whole thing down. So, I'm just calling this now before our 250th anniversary. The Washington Monument will be knocked down.
What's that?
The Washington Monument's got to come down.
So how do you think that's going to happen?
They're just going to take it down. They already have stress cracks forming along the sides and everything. And plus, there was a video out a couple weeks ago. Still have to find it. But I think Scavino posted it where, the lights on top of the Washington Monument, right? Well, they're supposed to flash red because you have any aircraft, right? But they were off, and it looked like some kind of like blood or oil was coming from the holes. And it made like some kind of like symbol on the side. I'm like, tear it down.
So do you think they're going to take them out like they did the Georgia Guidestones then?
I think it's just going to come down on its own.
Oh, it's just going to fall.
I mean, if it has stress cracks, because
that'll be the reason that they give, right?
Yeah. And let's see. Where are you? There you go. Because found this. Freemasonry.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I want to go back to that book again.
Yeah. Let me see. 1 second. You all do? Yeah, but that Ihsan Hanari book, because you can find that on Scribe too, if you want on there. But I mean, to print it and everything, it's just cheaper to buy the book. Let's see.
I like how it's the art of, like the art of the deal, the art of war.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's read. Okay, I'm gonna pop this one in there in the chat for everyone. And then here's part 2. Let's see this. This. And
this is so important because we're here to kind of bring a lot of this stuff, and of course with people like Wendy who've found this, and then we're talking about it. But it's so important for everybody to really start like researching, reading on your own.
But I think these 2 books, I think we just might read them on a show. Just
like a reading. Is it a long book? Is it I'm looking now at how many pages it is.
One's 154 and the other one's 140 something.
Okay, it's not very long at all.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like, it's one of those that, you can read it, but for me, I like to highlight and go through it, and it helps retain it. or because every color you use, that's how many times you have to go over it. And you don't have to like fully deeply read it, you just skim it, and for some reason it works. So I just run with it. Like, I'm not gonna question it. But yeah, I mean, and you know what, if you want, I put the links in there. If you want to pull that first one up, the Star-Crossed Serpent Volume 1.
Yeah, hang on, let me just share my
Just
screen.
wait to see the chapters in that little guy. Woo!
Hold up. That one, Jay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just go down to the chapters, right there. So, hold on a second. Oh, that's the second one. All right, that's part 2. That's okay. We can bring up part 2 right now because the first chapter, part 2, is kind of sketchy because they talk about the Archer's song, our nursery rhymes, child's play. No. Brimstone and Treacle, Robert Cochrane, The Faith of the Wise, The Man, the Myth, and His Magic, The Stang, The Fourth Nail, Dark Egyptian and Pale Leucothea, Cain and Craft Diversity, Cain, Kinship, and the Egori and the Triune God, Patterns of Transformation, The Alchemy of Being, and The Poison Chalice.
That sounds very nefarious, doesn't it?
Very. And then the first one is right above that. A couple above it. On the chat.
Oh, well, I've already opened them. I've got the total diplomacy there.
That one, yeah, the total diplomacy one.
Yeah.
And there's one more.
Yeah, I thought I opened them all. 1, 2, the Star-Crossed Serpent, the Art of Winning Risk,
There's 2.
There's a part 1, right?
Yeah.
To the first one.
The first one.
Star-Crossed.
Right, let me find that in the chat. Oh, I can't find it.
Here, you all do?
Put it in the chat again, can you?
Yeah, let me see.
Sorry, I thought I opened that up.
That's all right. I got it. Wait, that's not it. That's the wrong one. Hold on a second.
I need it. Oh, that's what I've got to do. I've got to see it in the Rumble chat because you
right
can't.
Now. There you go.
Yeah. There we go.
Now.
That's volume 1.
All right. Now, if you scroll down, the first page right there, right? So it's the Star-Crossed Serpent preface, the Old Covenant, the Roebuck in the Thicket, the Stang as an Altar, Word, the Pale-Faced Goddess, the Spirals of Existence. Chapter 6 is a little hot one too. Elementals, Watchers, and the Shadow Company. Child's Play, the Stone Stele, the Rite of the Cave and Cauldron, the Castle of the Four Winds, Castle Perilous. P equals C, huh? The Rosebud in the Grave, the Great Rite of Purification, and the Poison Chalice. So why would you have the Poison Chalice in both of them? Right? So if you go down to the next page, right there. Now, what do we see?
Baphomet, right?
You got Baphomet, you have the ram, but you also have the NATO symbol. But also, remember, are unicorns real? The third animal down is a unicorn. So, yeah.
And this is the one, the Star-Crossed Serpent. That's the book that you're saying we're going to find all kinds of references that were brought to you.
In just the first 2 chapters.
Wow.
I mean, the first 2 chapters have it locked. By everything we've gone over and everything we've dug into, everything lines up. So if it's Tubal Cain and all the Freemasons, and they're like, oh, you can worship whatever God, but we don't worship Satan. Yeah, because you guys worship fucking Lucifer, the son of the morning star. That's all it is. And then they talk about alchemy, and I mean, these people are beyond sick. Because Tubal Cain it's down the other bloodline. It's down the Cain bloodline.
Cain bloodline, right. I was watching, we actually have it. We were chatting about it earlier, Stu and I. There was I don't know, what was it, like 10-minute video, Stu? Something like that, 12 minutes, maybe it was 20. That was done with Jeffrey Epstein's supposed, his niece, and she just explains everything very like easy terms about how outwardly they were, Jews, but when in private she was told growing up that they worshipped Baal. And then she described, of course, her upbringing, which was very hard to listen to, hard to listen to. Just the infancy. It's, you can't even wrap your mind around it. But the point is that it's all following suit to like these things. Like, it's just, to me, there's no coincidences how all these things are coming into the purview, and you were shown this, and Wendy found it, and now we're looking at it, and so I think I think what that tells me is that if all of these things are starting to come out to such a great degree, I think we're far beyond where we were from a good position.
Oh, way beyond.
Yeah.
Because now we look at those Epstein emails. Like we mentioned.
And we were sort of told, like, if you listen to certain people, like if you listen to Steve Pajenik or any of those people where they described Epstein, and I get it, it was timing, but where they describe, he's a narcissist, he was easy to control, he was, this poor Jewish kid, but like, no, because we're seeing it's all part of the bloodlines, and we're seeing that this runs so much deeper than a bunch of people going to an island to do bad things and to be, honeypotted and blackmailed. It's so much deeper.
They are complete soulless deviants, aren't they?
It's so dark. Like, even when we talk about it, you could just feel that horrible energy. Like, we just need to cloak ourselves right now in Jesus's light, because it's so bad.
I mean, even that guy yesterday, Jay, in your show that you and Doc were watching, he was the guy that, that was talking in the lodge, and he was talking how beautifully they treated women and stuff like that. And Doc was laughing his face off. Do you know what I mean? It's just so obvious that they're full of shit.
Well, I mean, they sacrifice them. They sacrifice women. That's what they do. They sacrifice virgins. So now, I mean, when you really think about it, it's like, who really was Epstein? That's number one. How many toes did he have?
6.
Because I'm convinced that he was a Nephilim.
But do we know that? Like, is there proof? Is there photos, the pictures of his feet?
Well, the thing is, you've got Kris Jenner has 6 toes.
Right.
The paintings, Obama, Bush, 6 fingers. And you look at, Epstein, it's like, how did Epstein have this much pull? What was under Epstein's island? Who were they worshiping under Epstein's island? That's what we want to know. Because this whole shit with this Baal and all this, and this whole demonic worship, and then it's funny that at the same time we're going to war with Venezuela. If Venezuela is such a hot topic, why is it only mentioned twice in the drops? Once having to do with the central bank, the second one having to do with Snowden. Because they asked because remember, it was all from flights. He said, well, if he went from Hong Kong, why would he go through Russia in order to get to Ecuador or Venezuela? Are there any direct flights? No, there are not. So when they say, oh, the earth flat, oh, no. It's like, well, they're going to say that. They want us to find the truth. They're literally telling us in the drops. And then when you look at the flight patterns and all that, why are they going from Hong Kong through Russia to JFK International Airport and then to Ecuador or Venezuela? Put it on a ball, it doesn't even fit. You think it'd be just a straight shot. But it's flat. Talk to every pilot. In every document that you find in NASA, it's all flat, non-rotational plane. Flat, non-rotational Earth. So if nothing's rotating, then you guys lied to us right there. You lied to us about everything.
Yeah.
And then you have that movie that Don't Look Up by Obama, right? Maybe you should look up.
Yeah.
You know, because then NASA unloaded their pictures of 3I Atlas. And I'll tell you, I mean, I trust a 4-year-old with a coloring book more than NASA at this point. They gave the most grainiest. They just gave like a faint, bright star. It's like, why is everybody else is getting all these high quality, but it's throwing them under the bus too?
Yeah.
Remember,
Well,
NASA
that's
didn't
just
mean
it.
to deceive.
Yeah.
And NASA is just a massive intelligence organization. That's all it is. It's not a space organization. Why are they aeronautical? Air and water, huh? That's all it is. Nobody's going to space. Never been to space.
They made that film Gravity with $100 billion, didn't they? And NASA gets $20 billion a year. And you would have thought with that much money, they'd be able to fake their stuff much better than they do, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah. But they don't.
No.
Because they don't think we're going to look.
Yeah.
Because once technology comes out that we can prove it, they take it away.
Mm-hmm.
That high-powered Nikon camera. Why'd they take that out?
Yep.
And now, you know, it's like with the Northern Lights and people are like, I don't see them. It's like, well, if you use your phone, you could see. That's why with our naked eyes, we can't see anything. But when you use technology, but technology could be used good or bad.
Right.
Because that's what Epstein and them were doing. Because Epstein wanted to clone, have a whole, like, I mean, I don't even, a lot. They wanted everybody to have his his bloodline and all that. But the thing is, everybody's like, oh, the Jews think they're no, whoa, guys, we're talking about bloodlines. It goes way deeper than that. I mean, this goes back to the whole witchcraft, because even in that first chapter of the first book, they talk about 13 hunters going and decapitating a deer, and then they open the mouth up, and then they put the stag facing north. It's like, I mean, I've heard of LARPing, but this is out of control.
Yeah.
Because when you say all this for a LARP, well, who LARPs? It's the Masons that LARP. They have their little plays and little just to worship Satan. Mm-hmm. And then people are like, oh, well, they get in the Masonry. It's like, well, I didn't know. It's like, you've got the internet. If you're going to join something, wouldn't you if you have to go through a secret initiation and you're not allowed to talk about it, don't you think you should look into it before you join? So I show, now, if people are joining, I show no pity to them. They could burn in hell like the rest of them.
Oh, now for sure.
And now, because the Mormons are deep within the Masons. Because that's what the whole religion was based off of. Fake-ass golden tablets in New York that he dug up that some Angel Moroni said, oh, dig these up. And then he had to use a rock inside of a top hat, a tippy-tip top hat, to look in and then read what was in the golden plates. And they had 8 witnesses, which are all bullshitters, and say, oh, yeah, we saw him do it. It's like, well, it was Reformed Egyptian, he said. Well, nobody's reading hieroglyphics back then. So how do you know? You know, it doesn't make much sense. But yeah, today, tomorrow, and then next week is going to be like bangers. Because tomorrow is the 230th anniversary of that secret Treaty of Verona that was signed on November 22nd, 1822 in France. And went through that. I mean, it's not much, but it's literally upending our Constitution. It's literally putting everything under the EU, under all, I mean, it all comes from Germany, France, but it was big with France and the Vatican. That's why they have, good old Emmanuel Macron in there and his husband. And
when was the Treaty of Verona signed?
It was 11/22/1822.
Okay.
And they talk about how, we have to get rid of liberty of the press, freedom of speech has to be abolished, no Republican forms of government because they want it all communist. And when it comes to witchcraft, right there too. I mean, this whole place is run off witchcraft. The craft.
Yeah.
The Masonic craft. The cult that runs the world. It's a cult of Tubal Cain within the Masons. Because Tubal Cain is like a big person. Because they follow the Cain line. They didn't find the Seth line.
Right.
Because the Seth line we went over last night. And it's like you see the same names. But then it's like they just change the names. And they're like, oh, yeah, Enoch. And all. It's like, there's another Enoch over there, guys. That's the line you want to go down. But even then, the whole Adam and Eve and the whole story's bullshit. You know, I mean, I think the whole thing is. I mean, it's not what we were told.
No. What I was going to just ask you about the Masons, right? So the Masons was their origin actually bad, or was it infiltrated? Because wasn't the actual formation of them not necessarily bad? It was good at the beginning.
I don't think so.
No.
If you have a secret society like that, because along with the Freemasons, you have the Hellfire Club when they were ritually abusing children. That was all in England. Benjamin Franklin was a part of that. Real nice guy, huh?
I heard he was. Yeah, he was.
Oh, he's evil.
The Adrenochrome Club.
They all were. I think they didn't stop either. So why are we now learning from Adrenochrome? And then you have these, and I mean, like I said, some of the writing in those first two chapters are just mind blowing. Because when you really like read it, because I know we're going to end up reading on shows, because we'll probably do a couple chapters a show, but there's something with that.
I was just going to ask you, unless you want to do it specifically like that, do you want to touch upon the first couple of chapters here? Would you, what's your feeling about it? Did you want to?
Well, I haven't gone deep enough.
Okay.
I read it, and I read some parts of Dina last night, and I'm like, this is it. This is it. This is the cult that runs the world. It's the cult of Tubal Cain, because you have Tubal, the T is a 20, and Cain is a 3. That's 23 pain. Tomorrow is the 230th anniversary, and also the 60th? No, 62nd. 62nd anniversary of JFK, and the year of 2025. So that's an 8 and a 9, a 17. Then we have. I just had here.
Ask you while you're doing that. Obviously, we heard the stories, didn't they, about Epstein trying to fill his island and everything below it with concrete and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you, from obviously what you were saying there about what is under there?
They couldn't have filled that whole thing with concrete. They probably just filled the doors like they did in the synagogues over in New York.
Yeah.
They just patched the door because the FBI was all there and they were getting all their information. But was it the FBI?
Yeah.
Right.
What if it was the military?
The good
Because
military.
if everything went under Sessions and Huber.
Yeah.
Because they think that, all these Epstein, because it's not a coincidence that the Epstein files come out now and then Trump drops a fucking banger. I mean, his post at, what was it? Let me see if I pull it up real quick. Because it was the post where it's a long post. See, it's like 4 pictures. That's what it ended up being. Come on, photos, let's go. It's the one that it started. Jeffrey Epstein was charged by the Trump Justice Department in 2019. That Democrats was a lifelong Democrat, and he goes off on Bill Clinton, sleazebags, and everything. But the key is that it says, for years, our great nation has endured Russia, Ukraine, impeachment hoax 1, impeachment hoax 2. Many of the Democrats created witch hunts and scams, all of which have been so terrible and divisive for our country and have been done to confuse and deflect and distract from the great job that Republicans and Trump administration have been doing. The latest hoax will backfire on Democrats, just as all the rest have. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Now, it all had to do with the releasing of the files. Because he also said that I have just signed the bill to release the Epstein files. All right? Well, the funny thing is that he did it at 7:20 p.m. Wait, no. Wait a second. Let me pull it up again. Damn it.
Yeah, Blazing Truth just said it's time for Jeff Sessions to show his face.
Oh, it's getting there.
I love that picture of him in the Oval Office, just standing behind someone. You could just see his eyes like that with the word soon.
So, and you go to post 720 on February 11th. It says, do people believe all recent resignations, plane crashes, plane reroutes, EMS, EBS activations, blackouts, etc. are simply coincidence? Why did Sessions and Killbox at the beginning emphasize investigations, proceedings are kept confidential? Think magic. What you see, do you really believe nothing is being done? Reread past comes. Who has the power? Why was this emphasized at the beginning? You have more than you know. And also, if you look at today's drops, ironically, if you happen to look at post 185, November 21st, 2017, wait till you see that one.
Today's Delta.
Today, yep. And just 23 posts for today.
Yeah. Now comes the pain. What drop do you want, Jay?
Scroll down. Going to post 185. Right there.
Yeah.
There they are.
Wow.
Guess what that is? That's the stag from Tubal Cain.
And we see that picture a lot popping up.
Follow the owl and the whitehead around the world. Identify and list. It's this Tubal Cain.
Yeah, it's funny that all these drops are together, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
November the 21st, and they're all in order.
And then, if you want to look up post 775, that one is a massive one. Let's figure this out because. So it says, just throwing a little more info, don't even know its relevance. Cell phones were originally analog. The switch over to digital was very gradual. Digital signals allowed for much greater distance to be covered on much less power, thus miniaturization of the phones because of the nature of the square digital waves. Square waves are bad. Everything has to flow. It's all nature. There are no straight lines in nature. Much more effective at filtering noise and interference. This inherently means that the phones of today are going to be square signals at very low power. If that alone were enough, Q would not exist. They would simply shut him, them, and or us down. So they may act as a trigger, but not enough by themselves to completely program a human. And Parkland would suggest that you really need somebody who is largely predisposed towards moving in the desired direction to begin with. You can't just flip a switch and a born pacifist suddenly becomes Rambo. Talk to me, Johnny. It's funny, too, because Trump's like, oh, Johnny, that's my buddy Johnny. It says, what 3 scientists were killed who were researching the sat relay of mobile phone signals to end users? Why was the research team classified? Learn. Well, here's the thing. Why do they want to have all these sexes come out? Like, why do they come out with this, you're pansex, this and all that? We're a binary system. It's ones and zeros, male, female. That's it. Tab A, slot B. Easy. Analog, because you look, binary, analog, and digital. BAD. Right? So, what they were doing is this is what Epstein and them were doing. They were hacking our DNA and our consciousness in order to control us through our phones. They're using all frequency modulation, because you have the Edge Foundation, H. Craig Ventnor, George Church. We went through all them because we're coded by divinity and light. They're not. So,
well, isn't that the last Q post too?
Ascension.
They want your DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said protect your DNA at all costs, because that's how they've been programming us. What's coded in your DNA? Who put it there? Why? Well, what's coded in your DNA? Perfection? Who put it there? God? Why? Mankind is repressed. We will be repressed no more. Information is knowledge. But also, you can look at the other way. What is coded in your DNA? Guess what they included? A worship gene. So you have to worship something outside of yourself. Knowledge is power. Information is power. How do you protect your DNA? There's more for your DNA. Protect your DNA. Ascension. Because once they hack your DNA, now you see how they're stealing souls.
Yeah.
And think about the efforts that have gone on. I'm not even sure when it started, like 23andMe and I forgot the other one where we send in our DNA. I mean, not me, but I'm saying people, right? Because you want to find out what your ancestry is, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Ancestry.com.
And right, but
Yeah.
and then you hear people talk. They're like, "Oh, I just found out. You know, my great grandfather, whatever the hell they find out, 2% this and 3% that." And again, they are so masterful at getting us to voluntarily put ourselves in harm's way.
Yep.
But also, do you think those numbers that they send back to people, do you know what I mean? You're 2% South American and
Yeah, exactly.
European and all that sort of stuff are just complete and utter nonsense.
Probably BS.
Yeah.
And they probably look at, like, don't you think you look at the name you have? Like, for example, my father, rest his soul, sent in, and he's from Sicily, right? He's got an Italian last name, what could be traced to Sicily. And so, oh wow, he had whatever he had, 2% or something of Ethiopian. Well, doesn't take a genius, right? They conquered Sicily, like, you know what I'm saying? So you're right. That was the first thing I was thinking. I was like, how do they know? Like, how do we know this isn't all a crock of shit?
I mean, why don't they do DNA tests in Israel? Because they're not from there. The Palestinians are the true Semitic people.
Right.
And also it's like, when people do these DNAs and it's like, oh, you're this part Ashkenazi Jew, it's like, so how do you get that religion gene in your DNA? Because when you be an Israelite, not an Ashkenazi Jew, I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Is that what comes back? Because I didn't know that they say that, or they don't give the geographical, like Poland, Russia, whatever they say.
Yep. They say Ashkenazi Jewish and all this. It's like, you can't, it's like putting your DNA and saying, no, you're 60% Catholic. Looks like you need to work on that, huh? I mean, it's just because they're trying to say, oh, well, you're Jewish, so they have a homeland, but they lost their covenant. That covenant's long gone because they continued under the old covenant under Freemasonry. That's why in all Freemason temples you use the Star of Remphan. It's not a Star of David. David didn't have a star. It's a Star of Remphan. And as above, so below. I mean, there's six points, 6 triangles, 6-sided hexagon in the middle. Where else do we 6-sided hexagon? Saturn. It's all Saturnalia.
Everything is satanic, isn't it?
All the religions. Every religion is satanic. Every single one of them. Because they talk about the cult of Yahweh also in this. It's like Yahweh was a bastard. That's the thing. People are like, oh, it's Yahweh. No. Whoa. Now you guys, just because, oh, Christ, it's Christ. That's it. Office of the Christ, Jesus, there's always been an office of Christ. There's always been an officer of the Christ on this plane of existence. Just like there's always been a demonic way. It's always, you have fire, water, air, earth. It's always in the whole powers and the principality of the air, that's Satan. I mean,
and doesn't Christ just mean Messiah? doesn't it just have a meaning? It's not like that's why we'll say, Jesus Christ. It wasn't like it was his name,
Yeah, it's just
Christ consciousness and all that.
it's being Christed. That's why they hate the term Christ.
Yeah.
Because even the Mormons, it's like, oh yeah, we know Jesus. That's cute. Because now that we know that your fundamental Mormons are still practicing polygamy, which is highly illegal, and you have this state of Deseret, which is a blue and white flag, and the funny thing is that the stars pointed downward. And the thing is, they wave it out in Utah and all that, like it's a badge of honor. It's like, that's an insurrection right there. Because we have had nothing but problems out of the Mormons ever since they were created. Nothing but problems.
And what's the history of the Mormons in terms of their founding?
Oh, it's the biggest crock of shit ever. It's the old golden tablets guy that Joseph Smith dug up some golden plates, and then he said he had the seer stone to look in the top hat in order to read it. And then they said, hey, we want to see the golden tablets. Like, oh, well, that Angel Moroni came and took them. What? I mean, when you look down the whole Mormonism, it's like, who believes this shit? But then you look at it, it's like, well, then you look at the other religions, like, who believes this shit?
Yeah.
I mean, you want to put 99% of the people in the hospital, tell them that the God of the Bible is actually Satan.
Yeah.
Because why would God have to write a book in order to tell us how to live? It would be coded within our DNA. If we were created out of perfection, what did they do to our DNA? And they've been doing it for millennia. They've been hacking our DNA, even though they're like, oh, we had, the wagon trains going out west, but then all these cathedrals and all that were out there. So all these Mormon, it's all through Freemasonry. They grab all the cathedrals. They make sure the Masonic temple is near, all the judicial system. These are all connected with tunnels. That's how they move the kids. Because we're in Bill and Hillary Clinton's in that 8 years of reign of terror, and you look at the amount of children that were missing, right? That was the highest spot ever, was during those 8 years. It was over 900,000 kids missing, and not one word was fucking said to anybody. One kid missing is too much.
Yeah.
But then you have Hillary, and they're creating this whole, that whole, what's her name, Laura Silsby, going to Haiti and stealing those 33 kids.
Right. I was just going to say and that doesn't even, those numbers don't even include Haiti.
And that's the thing, Haiti. And you look at, why are we in Venezuela? Two things could be true at the same time.
Right.
Because what does Venezuela buy? It's by all those little pervert islands. So if you have your military out there, it's like, hey, we're going to Venezuela. It's like, you sure about that? Because now you pull out the Anaconda plan where you constrict it, right? You have to make sure everything's clean off the islands because you can't let any of them go. But you use the war with Venezuela, which makes you a wartime president. So now everything's Article 2.
Yeah.
And now with Trump calling for the arrest and treason for these pricks that are saying, oh well, I don't know if you have that video where all the and it was 6 of them. And they're saying, oh, don't refuse orders. It's like,
right. We just played that yesterday. Yeah.
CIA intelligence agency. It's like, especially Slotkin. She's in the drops. Once an agent, always an agent. CIA. How many CIA agents do we have in our sitting Congress? I mean, the CIA is not allowed to operate within the United States. So why are they getting spots in our government? But the CIA isn't based out of America. It's based out of Switzerland and France. It's 19,500 feet underwater in Lake Geneva. That's where
Senator Elisa V.
That's where that is. And it also has 2 secret entrances to CERN. Why would that be so big? What's at CERN? Alice, the main supercomputer that runs the world, that runs the internet. and that is connected to CERN, with the whole Hadron Particle Collider, with Atlas. Everything's there. Because we're looking at Atlas, the 3i Atlas. What about the Atlas that's underground in Switzerland? The particle collider that they're making all these, bringing all these entities.
And was that I heard that was a couple of years ago that was destroyed, the White Hats took over the Hadron Collider. It's under, do you believe a lot of this stuff is already in our control?
Well, how many of them are there? We just had that Hadron Collider. There's one in North Dakota. They had one they were building in Texas, but they didn't. It's like a $23 trillion hole.
Wow. So
it's like, well, or $22 billion hole. That's not trillion, $22 billion hole. Because they want to build these because they're all in the round. It's just like when you look at the GCHQ headquarters, Apple headquarters, it's always circular. It's always Ouroboros. It's the snake eating its tail. It's the Order of the Snake under the UK. Because when you start seeing all these orders and once you start seeing medals, it's like, okay, what are you doing for these medals? And when people find out that these Masons, they go out on these hunting trips, just like the royal families and all that, they go on these hunting trips, just like when they say, oh, they're going fox hunting. They're not hunting foxes. They're hunting children.
Yeah.
Why do people think that they don't hunt animals? Because under Tubal Cain, it's all animals and nature. Oh, no, plants and nature. Everything else could be sacrificed. But they don't want deer or anything like that gone because that's the Diana the Huntress. And then you have over in Italy, you have Diana's Mirror, which is that's what Nero used to bring in all these ships and everything like that, and then they close it off and then they pillage it and just slaughter everyone. I mean,
you mean like it was like a portal? It was like a
no, it was actually like an inlet. It was a waterway inlet.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a lake. There's actually like a Diana Lake or something like that. It's called.
Okay.
And it's just all this stuff, and then I mean all these obelisks, they all gonna get taken down. Because you see a lot of obelisks in cemeteries, predominantly on like Masonic. It's like, why would you put an obelisk there? It's like, but it's all worship to Osiris.
Yeah,
that's supposed to be his
dick. Yeah,
his phallic. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 14 parts or something, wasn't he? So he's a pedestrian over the 14 on his hand and a fish and.
Yep, and they only found 13 parts. Yeah. And the 14th part they made, and then she made a fake one and then just started doing it to it. I'm like, what? But it's all sex magic.
Yes. Yeah.
That's all that it's like. Now you see why why there's so many deviants.
Yeah.
Because they feed off of it.
So disgusting.
I mean, who would ever thought of bestiality?
You got to be depraved.
I mean,
and do you remember? I mean, it's not funny, but maybe like, was it 2 or 3 years ago? There was, I don't know if he was a doctor, a scientist, a researcher, or a educational person. He got arrested for raping his dog. And when they asked him why, he said he was trying to just blow off some steam. I mean, this actually was in like the news. I mean,
didn't someone marry a pony on Jerry Springer or something once?
I believe
it. Well, it's obviously pushing this stuff out into the public narrative, isn't it?
Oh,
exactly.
You want to hear a recent one? You know that Joe Jonas, right? You know, there was like this big divorce lot because it was on his Ring camera. His wife was screwing the dog.
Oh, yeah.
And he left. It's like, what?
Oh my God.
I mean, these people are deviants.
Well, it says these people are sick. Trump has said that. There's no other I don't think there's any word in the English language anyway, or any language that actually defines. Like you could say evil, you could say deviant, you could say sick. Does it really capture? No, I don't think there's a word.
41 drops contain that. These people are sick.
Yeah. And the thing is, pray, right? What about sick? SIKH? Indian?
Yeah.
Because the Indians are big in this too. They are devout communists. The Indians are the worst. I mean, they are the absolute worst. I mean, this whole H-1B visa, that's why they're bringing this up. But what people aren't understanding, Trump says, 50-year mortgage. But the thing is that that's why he has Truth Social. He'll put something out there, and he's listening to us, and he's seeing us saying, hey, no, screw this, screw that, screw this. Because if you look on his Truth Social, there were 15 reposts, right? That he retruthed and all that. Now I need to go back, and there was a spot in the Q drops where Q was reposting all these Twitters, like where we go all and all that. And I don't know how many it was. It was around that same number. So if he did 15 and they're all saying treason, sedition, all that, it's like, yeah, it is treason and sedition. That's why he said it. Now they're all like, oh, Trump wants to go around and execute people in Congress. It's like, you guys are literally creating an insurrection within our military.
Right.
And then they want to walk it back saying, oh, well, we didn't mean it. Like, you guys took the same oath that everybody else did.
But that video though, I mean, I think we know it's so staged, but they have to show this. Now, if they're showing it, then we have to realize, at least I like to think we have to realize, that this war has pretty much been won.
Yep.
We're going to see some shit go down.
Oh, we're going to see a lot of shit go down.
Yeah, because we have to see it. We have to see it now. And that's why these people are going to have a lot of issues, to say the least, when they see this stuff. I mean, listen, I watched that video with that woman that's the niece of Epstein, describing the most just unimaginable things. And I have, read this stuff and watched this stuff and talked about this stuff, and I still can't quite listen to it. This shit starts coming out big time. How do people process it?
Choice to know will be yours.
Well, I mean,
do you have that video handy, Stu?
Which one? What, the clock?
Congress, well, it's not just Congress people. It's
they're
the military. Yeah.
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 Yep.
Senator Elisa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly. Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy. Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now. Americans trust their military,
but that trust is at risk. This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army, or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
That chick right there. The glasses?
Constitution, who we are as Americans. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
Okay, so we spoke about this yesterday. There's like so much here. So the ship.
You know who this is?
Who's
Go on.
that?
That's Jake Sullivan's wife.
Oh, it's
So it's funny that they're like, oh, the intelligence community and the military. It's like, didn't you guys also say that, the Russia hoax was real? You had 51 intelligence members sign off on it? I think they're all lizards myself, especially Mark Kelly.
You think what?
He's a lizard.
Oh.
He's a reptilian.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I can't get off the word ship because it just reminds me of, Admiralty law. And there's something going on with that. I'm not necessarily a decoder, but there's something there with don't give up. With all the things they could have said, that's my point. All the ways you could say this. Don't give up the ship. The old corporation. I don't know what it's referring to, but I think there's something there. And I just think this is the public, showing with these people. I don't know if they're gone, if they've already been done away with, if they're playing a role. I don't know.
Well, I think this is the run up to the Insurrection Act, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah, and then Chicago, they arrested all those illegals and they let them go.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just let them walk. Because a judge in Chicago said, oh, well, you can't. It's like, well, wait a second. You guys are saying, oh, you don't have to, don't follow illegal orders or anything like that. It's like, Mark Kelly, you're from Arizona. Where were all these illegals coming from?
Exactly.
But do you think it's real? See, I think that's again, is so well timed, right? It's just so well timed that it's again trying. Look, you've got strongholds in Chicago, New York. Like, these are the worst of the worst cities. So they have to keep showing people, and it may have been going on, but like now I think it's just all part of the movie, and people, they're just doing whatever they can to just slam it in their faces. Like, we look at this stuff and we're like, oh my God, that's so obvious. Oh my gosh, that is so funny because it's so, but people, are they even seeing it? That's my question. Maybe a percentage. Like the video we showed yesterday of the New York City Police Department giving lessons on how to put a jihad, how to wear it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hysterical laughing, going, come on. But people, what's that?
Boasberg got overruled yesterday, didn't he, by the Supreme Court, giving Trump the authority now to get all those illegal immigrants out of here. Just another part of it being shown to the public.
And the thing is, you look at all these judges and you look at their past, they've always been against Trump.
Right. Always.
Yeah. Always. And it's like, so where was this during Biden's term? Where were we called for an insurrection in Biden's term? No, nobody did. Nobody went on there and said, hey, military, don't obey orders or anything like that. Nobody. But then also in our military, there are a lot of agents embedded within our military.
Yes.
I mean, if we learn anything from Jonathan Pollard, and he sold all the nuclear sub-secrets to, sold them. But then Israel turned around and sold them to Russia to get some of their people out of jail. So Israel's been sitting here stealing our secrets, selling them to the highest bidder, and then screwing us over. We're sitting here thinking Russia's stealing everything, China's stealing everything. They're being handed everything by Israel.
Yeah.
That's why just make it a glass factory. I don't care. We want atonement for 9/11. So if you want to sit here and say that, there's innocent people over there. There are innocent people here. How many Jews died on 9/11? 5. Why? They were all told to stay home. So how were they all told to stay home? Wait till that comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it funny that, Larry Silverstein, I gotta go to the doctor. First time he missed, and then you had
that's so bullshit when he said that, didn't he? He came out with his excuse. The first time my wife made me do it.
Yeah. Same thing with that Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary right now.
Yeah.
He's balls deep in 9/11 too. He's
Yeah.
the one that created. He's the one that created the patent for betting on real-time events, wagering on real-time events, because they were betting on 9/11.
Yeah.
George H.W. Bush made $1 trillion off of bets on 9/11. 343
did?
firefighters. George H.W. Bush. It was all big. It was all big. What it was like it's a big It was like a world's largest snuff film, just like Charlie Kirk, a snuff film. They get off on this because they're like, see, we have control of everything. We can take anybody out we want. No, really?
Yeah.
You notice everything's brewing towards Israel.
Exactly.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's it. You just gotta get rid of the synagogues, get rid of everything. All these mosques, get rid of them. Everything.
See, it's genius what Trump's doing, because he's basically the whole point of his stance with sort of not going against Israel, standing with Israel, is because he is systematically destroying them piece by piece.
Yep.
And no one can call him anti-Semitic.
Nope.
It's
It is
genius.
brilliant. It is brilliant. And then when these people from our community are like, oh, he was at the wall and he did this and he did, they just don't understand the art of war.
And they don't understand that they had nukes pointed at us and they were ready to pull the trigger. You have psychopaths having nukes.
Yeah.
They went over there and leveled Gaza. And they're still killing people over there. Still, I mean, just yesterday they killed like 20-something, and they're like, oh, well, they crossed over the yellow line. What? It's not like there's a yellow line on the ground that you can't cross. They have it all hidden to where, oh, if you cross this, then we shoot you. But even though you didn't know, it's like, why are you? And they're like, oh, well, they deem to be a threat. What, because they're hungry, starving, thirsty?
Like, let me ask you, how much control do you think we currently have of Israel? And how much of what we're seeing is real now?
Well,
The Palestinians. Because I can't imagine, like, this is just my feeling. If the White Hats are waging a war for good, right? Just like it kind of falls in line with my other theory that if we are saving children all around the world, why would the vaccines still have anything in them? Why would we still harm children, right? So there are parents and people and schools and all this nonsense, part of the system that require it. Okay, so you do this. Why would you harm them? So by the same token, we know what's been going on all these years with Palestine. So why would we technically allow that to continue, especially if we believe that Netanyahu is maybe a 2.0 and isn't really him? So I just feel like whenever we see something, if we're seeing it now, it's because it's already been done.
Well, everybody looks at like, oh, take Netanyahu out and you cure the thing. No, it's just like if you take the thing out. Yeah, but I mean, it's the whole, it's all of Israel's culture. It's all of them. It's every single person, man, woman, child in Israel are guilty of this because they all have to go. They have to join the military. They're conscripted military. The only ones that aren't are the Orthodox and the extreme Orthodox, and they're the ones that are saying, "Oh, we don't think Israel should have a country." Well, why? Because we want to control the whole world. That's the whole purpose of the Hasidic Judaism and all that. It's at Tikkun Olam. It's chaos before rectification. Because they believe that they are the ones that are supposed to tell us how to be moral. They really think that. That's why they need to be wiped out. Go into Brooklyn, grab everybody from Crown Heights, take them out, and just execute them. All of them. Every single one of them. All with their little locks, and just execute them. They have no use. When you're finding bloody mattresses in tunnels, and it wasn't just one, there were 3. If you're fighting that, and they're sitting here fighting the cops over it, and nothing happens, because they're the black magicians. They're taking chickens and beating live chickens against dumpsters, and that's covered under their religious. I'll wait.
Mm.
It's just like the Mormons. It's all based off just demonology. That's what I mean. Bestiality is in the Bible. So who put it there?
Right.
Because when you say, "Oh, read the Bible," yeah, read the Bible. They're like, "Oh, it's a good book." If anybody wants to tell me this is a good book, you're fucking lying to yourself. There's nothing good about it. It has quotes here and there, but overall, it's all about just sacrifice, murder, torture, going and rounding up. I mean, number 31, it's all about human and child trafficking. How they steal all the virgins and they kill everybody else. It's like, wow, that's a loving God. I can't wait to fucking meet this guy. Nah, I'll kindly decline on that. I mean, this shit gets so just demonically sick that Ukraine wiped them out. Because why are the Jews so interested in Ukraine? Because that was Israel 2.0. Just like Israel thought that the big kahuna was named after a Jew. It's like, you guys really do love writing history, don't you? You're just like the Mormons and your fake ass golden tablets. But then like, oh, Christ. It's like, then why are you guys all atheists? And you look at it, it's like they have the law of Moses and then the law of Noah, the Noahide laws and everything. It's like, why would we let any religion come in and say, oh, this is how you're going to do it? That's why you just take them all and just round them up. We did it in the 50s with Operation Wetback. I think it's one of the funniest operation names ever. But that's when they started throwing all these illegals out too in the 50s. But then it stopped. Oh. Then they started flying them in under Operation Peter Pan from Cuba. Perfect. That's where you get a lot of these judges. A lot of these judges, their parents came from Operation Peter Pan, Operation Pedro Pan, and then they end up being judges. You've got like all these New York judges, all the ones that are dealing with Trump. I mean, you see their background: Cuba, Colombia, like that Juan Mercan. His daddy's from Colombia. He's a devout communist. But also, in that Tubal Cain, in the second book, I thought it was just, they had a symbol in here that kind of odd. No.
I mean, the web they have woven is deep, isn't it? You know, you've only got to look at Dylan's Deep State Mapping Project, Hierarchy Pyramid, the latest one he's done. I mean, the intricacy of that is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably touching the surface, you know?
And that's all we're doing. We're just scratching the surface on this stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting? Like the symbolism, right? So you have the blue and white, which is the Israeli flag, and then you have the same blue and white for in Epstein's Island. You have blue and white that Mother Teresa was wearing. You know, the order. It's all like, I know that it's symbolism will be their downfall, but the problem is that most people don't see this. See, I think there are certain things like with especially like someone like Mother Teresa, that is going to blow people away.
Oh, and Gandhi.
However, if you consider the fact that if you look, in India, they've been trying to strip her sainthood away because of knowing what she really did. So you're not looking into this deeper. You're just taking the word that she was this great woman who, if she was doing such a great job, why were there still so many starving orphans?
Just like right now, if people are all these, they need food. It's like, why wouldn't you, teach a man to fish?
Right.
Because if you just keep on giving people, but we're not giving them any food.
Right. Why are we taking medication? If medication works, why does everybody have to keep renewing their prescription? If you keep giving these people that are like, oh, I'm donating to the cancer run, and they haven't come up with a cure yet. How about let's prevent giving people cancer? Maybe that's what we should be walking for. Like the fact of the matter is that people don't ask why. They just do.
Because they're scorned and scolded if they ask. It's like, trust the science. Really? Because your science is off. Because there was even an executive from Pfizer that came out and said the COVID-19 vaccine was, there was no COVID.
Exactly.
None. So what were they doing with the vaccines? They were putting a nanotechnology in it in order to create this mRNA that when it's injected in your system, it creates a complementary DNA, a cDNA, and that you could be hijacked.
Right.
That's all they did. And where did that come from? Israel.
Ding, 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 ding.
That was Michael Yeadon. That was Michael Yeadon on that 7-minute redacted clip.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
When I saw, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man. It's like, it's everything we've been saying the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like, well, hell.
It's so hard to be like with the normies. They with their medications. Like, I don't know how it is where you guys are, but everywhere I am, they're talking about being on this medication and that medication. And it's like people who use Splenda. That's where I just like interrupt people in the store. I'm like, excuse me, why do you use that? Well, I'm trying to watch. Have you lost any weight?
Yeah.
In the last 20 years that you've been using it?
Yeah.
You know what's in it. Like it's.
But then it's like, oh, it's a sugar substitute. Oh, great. Can you give us some more cancer? Because you have aspartame and Splenda, and it's like.
Go look at the ingredients in a Flintstones vitamin. That'll blow you away.
I mean, and they keep on putting these kids, and it's just because, like you said, this person on this. So if you have more than one medication, how does a doctor know that those medications aren't working against one another and creating a bigger problem within your system?
Well, that's a whole other question. But how about the one medication? Just alone one. Okay. You know how many people I know that have diabetes? Do you know that you can fix that like pretty easily? And you can, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to say, but I know plenty of naturopaths and people that follow, that way of curing people. And these people just insist they got to get their shot. And then here's another great thing about that one. You don't want your blood sugar to go too low, so you have to always eat, right? And doesn't that go against the whole idea of us fasting and being healthy and getting rid of disease? I don't even know. It's so frustrating to me.
And the thing is, and Dina, she got vaccine injured, and she's been a diabetic type 1 her whole life. And you feel bad. It's like, so now remember how they had insulin, right? How much it was. It was like way up there. It's like, so you create the problem. And you're like, hey, we have something that'll fix it. But it doesn't fix it. You just have to take it for the rest of your life.
Right.
But that John Kiriakou, he went and got a surgery done because he was a type 1. And he had a surgery done overseas, and I think in the Philippines or something like that. And they took out some of his stomach, and they ran it right into his right into the esophagus and all that. And it fixed it. It's like, so the foods are definitely turning people diabetic. I mean, type 2 and everything. But what they're doing is by having all these people on Snap and everything like that, and they're buying all junk food and everything, they're creating more customers.
Yeah.
And it's shitty that they're doing that, because where else in the world do you see the obesity problem that we have? But
and then they shame the people. Like, in other words, it's like, you eat too much. No, you're eating plastic and God knows what else. And that can't be metabolized. And that's why you're like 100 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
It's just such a sick system, and it is just part of the dismantling. You got to dismantle every single one of these institutional pillars of our society,
Yep.
from education to the health to the political, the voting. It's just a dismantling, and so that's what really angers me with people in our community who just sit there screaming about when is the RV going to happen. Like, do you understand the enormity? Because obviously you don't.
And that's the thing. It's like, everybody's worried about the RV. They're worried about the money. It's like, guys, money's fake. It's all fake and gay, guys. Every bit of it. It's like, you know what we want? We want everybody to be healthy.
Right.
How about that? If you cure all the people and everything like that, health is wealth. But people think that, having money, that's what does it for you. It's like, no. It's like, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I mean, making killer money while I was working and all that, but I'm having a lot more fun by doing this and not making anything.
Right.
Cure the people, cure the planet, eradicate all the criminals, and it'll be a beautiful thing. You know,
Yeah.
I said to a lot of people, we've all got a little bit of gold and silver and XRP and Bitcoin and all that stuff, and a bit of Vietnamese dong for what happens. But I've said to people many times, if all these fuckers get arrested and the truth comes out, we're all going to be rich and live in abundance anyway.
Because by them making Antifa a foreign terrorist organization, and they have the 5 that pleaded guilty yesterday, and they got 15 years each. It's like, why only 15? It's like, who'd they snitch on?
Yeah.
They arrested 10, but they only got 5.
Antifa Mafia began long ago.
Yeah.
Like,
well, Texas have just designated the Muslim Brotherhood terrorist organization as well.
Carry, yep. And that's the thing. We have to nip in the bud, because not only do you have Israel and the Mormons, but you also have the Muslim Brotherhood. So we're fighting up front on 3 fronts. But the Mormons, I mean, they're like the silent ones in all this. Because when you look up, this person's Jewish, like Wikipedia's, right? But it doesn't tell you if they're Mormon. It's like, we need to know what religion they are. But before anything. Because you have the Jews that operate the banking system, the media, and everything. Then you have the Mormons that run all the consulting firms. McKinsey, Bain & Company. Because why was Romney so big in Bain Company? He's a Mormon.
Mm.
That's why I think, good old little Erica, because they have to protect their investment. The Mormons do. Because by having Charlie killed, it's just like the whole Kurt Cobain, right? When anybody like that dies, everything skyrockets.
Right.
Records, everything like that. So they just did it like that. And now you had all these people, we want to be a part of TPUSA. TPUSA is 50% Mormon. So what's the other 50? What are the other mix? So if it's predominantly Mormon, then we have a problem. Because this happened in Utah. And right in Deseret. Because they're still pissed off about them not getting their state of Deseret. They're independent. They're Israel. Because they follow the same thing. Their temples. I mean, didn't Christ say something about, being money changers in temples?
He did. It was pretty significant too.
Yeah. Well, there's your temples, because then there's the synagogue of Satan.
Okay, so both of them. It's really interesting from a PSYOP standpoint that it happened in Utah.
Yep.
Because you would, like at first when I was like, Utah, that's kind of an interesting, I have no idea what it means. This was at like when it first, but there's something kind of strange about that. You right?
That video you showed yesterday about, well, it's in your show, isn't it, from yesterday, that geezer talking about Erica Kirk.
Yeah.
Nuts, isn't it?
And then there's the one that probably show tomorrow or tonight, where, well, I don't know about that, probably Sunday, but the day after the funeral, Erica Kirk opens up a dating app and says that she's on it.
There's stuff that you can't make this up. That's what I'm trying to say. Like when you think of the Academy Awards, I'm not talking about the politics of it. I'm just saying in general, they're giving an award to someone who writes the best screenplay, right? They had to be creative. They had to have good dialogue. They had to do good, like typecasting, all this stuff. you can't. Who is writing this is just, it's just brilliant.
Do you think all these 88 comms we're getting all the time is Trump and all this lot saying we are time travelers?
I mean, time travels, everything's all real. I mean, you look at the gifts that, was it the spiritual gifts of Mormonism? One of them happens to be to control the weather. So now who's doing the chemtrails? Because we could put all the Jews, but it's like, no, well, we gotta hit the Mormons hard now. We gotta strike while the iron's hot, because once you start digging into Mormonism, I thought Judaism was fucked up. Mormonism, they're just, I mean, what they believe. And the thing is, they tell their people, they're like, don't read anything outside because it's all misinformation. You listen to us. They even have the Deseret News.
Well, it's a cult.
It's all hive mind. It's the beehive. It's Mormonism.
What exactly do they believe, like in a nutshell? Because the only real exposure I've had to Mormons, and don't laugh, was the show on HBO called Big Love. Remember that show where he's always talking about having more wives? He's like,
polygamy.
We believe in, we're very committed to this, and the wives are all. But what do they even believe? I don't even understand what they believe.
Well, I mean, it's all that prosperity gospel. That's all it's all about, making money, about getting enough people and having a complete insurrection of America. Because they're built off socialism. It's literally, they wanted to build a commune.
Okay.
Of Deseret. So if you talk about race, you call them, it's racism, right? Well, if you talk about communes, communism.
Yeah.
Because even in that whole Nauvoo, where they say that, Joseph Smith and Brigham Young and all that, and that's where he got killed, because he had the secrets from the Masonic Temple. So that's why the Masons are like, and the CIA. Because the CIA gets a lot of spooks from the Mormons. Because they're already programmed. And plus, they don't drink, they don't gamble or anything like that. So when you send them on a mission, they're not gonna bring up the mission from one of these, one of these vices.
Right.
And nobody's gonna think of a bunch of kids walking around streets with white T-shirts and preaching the gospel of Jesus. When gospel of Jesus? You guys don't even believe in Christ. You guys think that he was just a man. It's just a figure. That's it. Because they worship the divine goddess, the mother goddess. You have the Sun King and the Moon Queen. That's what they worship. And the Moon Queen, the funny thing is, the moon, in Babylonian, it's the moon god Sin.
Funny that.
And Sin is also the name of a city, an old biblical city in Egypt. Near the Elephantine thing. And that goes right back to the Egyptian plains. Because Mossad's involved, that they're doing shit in Egypt, but it was written in Reform Egyptian, which every scholar has openly said this is bullshit. But they still get tax exempt. It's like, then why'd you go after Scientology? Because it's the same thing.
Right.
I mean, it's the same identical setup. So maybe L. Ron Hubbard created Scientology just to show that, hey, these religions are fucked up, guys. But I mean, we dug into Scientology way early on in it. L. Ron Hubbard was onto a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you've talked about him a lot, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah. And he brought a lot of stuff to light. And I mean, it's like the P equals C, because they had a pathologist do the autopsy. A pathologist equals a coroner. It says trust Kansas. And you look at because he was pronounced dead in San Luis Obispo, California. And the funny thing is that the coroner's office, it's on one street. It's on the street Kansas. Odd. I mean, all the numbers around it, all the numbers on his death certificate. It's like, there's something here.
Wow.
I mean, we went through a lot of different topics, and because it's all connected. You know, I mean, you take one and you just run with it, and because you always look at it, because you just use the whole Q drops. It's like one connects to the other, and you start realizing. And then they said it's all connected. I'm like, well, they ain't lying, and there's still a lot more. I mean, I don't even know how they did this.
Do you think they're ever going to explain to us all the comms and the clues and the Q drops, or do you think they're going to explain to us what they did, what happened and stuff, but keep some things back? I know they need to disclose everything, really, because otherwise we'd just be moving into another system full of lies and stuff. But if they ever need to use that system again, like to eradicate another bunch of serpents, they might have to have those back. I'd love a Q-Wikipedia, do you know what I mean, that tells you everything about it, but I don't know if we'll get that or not.
Well, I mean, the only thing I can see logical with the Q drops is what they do is, if they say they're 3 movies, right?
Yeah.
Then take the drops and create 3 scripts.
Yeah.
And just have it all outlined, all the way down. You could read it like a script, how everything was. And then you look back and think future proves past. Well, if they outline them all three movies, and you look back and see everything's done, it's like, it's mathematically impossible for it to be a coincidence.
Yeah.
Down to timestamps, down to everything. It's impossible. So when people sit here and say, oh, Q's fucking stupid, it's conspiracy theory, that's what they want you to believe.
Right.
But the funny thing is, conspiracy theories, I mean, we're pretty much running a nice 100% at it so far. Because what conspiracy theories did, they thought, the CIA thought that, oh, well, we'll just call them conspiracy theorists, and everybody, because once you hear conspiracy theory, everybody shuts down.
Mm-hmm.
Except those who are like, But then what do? You look into it.
Yeah.
Then you start seeing, well, like landing on the moon. Conspiracy theory. Well, how did Nixon talk to him on a landline?
Yeah.
It's just a target, isn't it?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah,
Everything.
we talked about that, and if he was the first person to walk on the moon, then how was someone filming him?
Yeah.
And then when he left,
Yeah, when it shows sparkles, and it shoots up, and you see the camera go up. I'm like,
yeah.
So yeah, it's stupid. The whole thing is every bit of it.
So what do we think? What do we think is going to happen in the next week?
Ooh, a lot.
Or two.
Because let me see. Let me check the calendar. It's so. Was it yesterday? So what happened yesterday? There was something big that Trump said yesterday.
Well, he was talking about he post out about the death penalty, didn't he? Trump's
Treason, right?
Stuff and treason and things like that because of that video that we showed earlier.
And the thing is, also, if you go back to 11/19, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a 12 plus 9 is a 21, right? 777. We go from that date, and you count the 20th as the first day, right? Count 17 days. You get December 6th. Remember, they said D5, right? December 5th is on a Friday. Friday, Saturday, make good than MAGA promise.
And POTUS will be sending an important message.
And the thing is that December 5th and 6th, well, you have to have 3.0, right? Well, what's December 7th? The day that will live in infamy, Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor.
Which was also done by Churchill, Roosevelt, Stalin. because they had to find a way for us to get into World War II in order to start. Because remember, they had the Lend-Lease Act because we were isolationists.
Yeah.
I mean, we said after World War I, we're like, we're not getting anybody else's shit. No. But they had to follow the Freemasonic Albert Pike's letter. So here comes number 2. So like, U.S. don't want to get in it? We'll just hit Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean,
And for any of you movie buffs, you might also want to know what December 7th was also. It was the Don's birthday, if you remember.
in Godfather,
And the Godfather, remember when Sonny says those no good Japs dropping a bomb on us on Pop's birthday, no less.
Yeah. Man, and that's, it's like, even looking back at the whole Pearl Harbor aspect.
Yeah.
It's like, so they had everybody trained for the week before that on all this anti-aircraft artillery, right? Well, then they're like, hey, great job, guys. You guys can go ahead and take leave. We'll lock up all the stuff. They all went to Honolulu for the weekend.
Yep.
And then, so all they had were the 5-inch guns on all the battleships and destroyers. It's like, you ain't gonna hit shit with that. But how they were flying, and they had the shell, they were bombing Honolulu. They were bombing everything. We were with the destroyers and the battleships. It's like just shooting non-discriminately. So yeah, it's like all these, they're all ritual sacrifices because they need their souls for the old ones.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all we are.
Yep.
No respect for any kind of life of any kind.
Nope. No empathy, no compassion. They gotta go. They're not real. Because if you can't have, like, the whole Israel thing and I mean, I don't care where it was happening. Sudan, no, this shit's gotta stop. This whole slaughtering of innocent people for what? I mean, they dump all this money into it. Well, people wonder why China's so advanced. I mean, look at Japan. We leveled Japan. We leveled Tokyo, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and all that. And they're like beyond thriving. Why? Because they keep their nose out of everybody else's shit. They worry about themselves.
We've got the healthiest people. I don't know.
That's why
the most respectful people.
Yep. And that's why they want us to hate China. It's like, well, why do we hate China? I mean, really, what's China done to us?
Right.
Has China attacked us? Has Russia attacked us? No. Then why are they our enemies? Because they know the shit that we don't know.
Precisely.
And then you had, what was it? Which day was it? When Trump had Ronaldo in the White House, right?
Yeah.
And he gave him a gold key, right?
Yeah.
And then he posted on his True Social like a picture, and then went to a video, and as him and Ronaldo kicking a soccer ball around the Oval Office, like, there's our second soccer ball.
Mm-hmm.
So what's coming out? Probably all the shit that was on that soccer ball that Putin gave to us during his first term.
Yeah.
Because those soccer balls actually had flash drives in them.
Right.
Because they were like, oh, you go online, you can teach how to. What else can you put in there? What can you load up on that? And he just tossed it to Trump, then he tossed it to Melania. It's like, you guys have. I mean, even on a soccer ball, right? If you look at the molecular structure of adrenochrome,
yep,
it's a pentagon and a hexagon. Pentagons and hexagons all over a soccer ball, too.
Yeah. Follow the white rabbit.
Yep. And then it says, what happened in SA, what happened here, EU, and others. What happened in SA after the whole Vegas shooting?
Well,
they had a nice little powwow in the Four Seasons Hotel where they gather everybody. It's like, hey, everybody come in here. And then they fucking tortured everyone.
Yeah, locked it up.
Because you don't see Alawi bin Talal anywhere, do you?
No.
Wonder what happened to him.
He didn't look too happy either the last time we did see him.
No.
I think that old Vegas shooting and that arresting those 300 Saudis in that hotel is why Trump and bin Salman are so pally, isn't it?
Yep. Because that's what the whole Vegas thing was. It was to create a distraction, diversion in order for them to kill Mohammed bin Salman.
Yep.
Because they didn't want him to be the rightful heir. Because they knew that he was going to clean up Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And they knew that the shit that they were doing in Saudi Arabia, because that's why we could look at it and say, well, we have to blame Saudi Arabia for it. But it's like, once you replaced all that, it's not the people that are doing it. It's upper level. But then you look at Israel, it's all the people that are the settlers. They're going around just killing people. You have the hilltop youth. It's like,
But what about the Americans that go over there?
They're not Americans.
That fight well? Are they? I mean, I know what you mean in theory, but technically, you know, these families that go over there and birthright and all that kind of stuff.
If you fight for a foreign country considered from American,
I agree with you 100%. But what I'm saying is they are under the delusion, and I say that because they've been brainwashed too. I'm talking about average people, the just average people that have been so put the fear in them that no matter where they are, everybody's going to try to kill them and everybody hates them for just, I'm talking about people who, and these people, a lot of them have no clue about what we're talking about, none whatsoever. And they think they are helping the place that's going to be their refuge. The very
good. Then their refuge could be at the bottom of the fucking ocean. I don't trust any of them at this point. None of them, because look, you've got Mossad agents, you've got agents of the IDF going over there and fighting, and then coming back and saying, "Oh yeah, just going about their day." It's like, nope. If you're not, and why is Netanyahu's son over here? Why is he here? Why is he based out of Miami?
Well, didn't Netanyahu? Didn't he live? His family lived in Philadelphia for a while. Yep. Yeah, and he went to school here, and
and he had all those different names like John J. Sullivan, John J. Sullivan II, Ben Natay, and he's collected Social Security off those names.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. Why not?
Another thing on Doge's list.
I mean, the thing, I mean, when people really look at what Israel's done ever since its founding to America, they deserve to be leveled. Everybody in it, everybody around it, that's it. Because they're all part of the same fucking shit. Because it's not like it was just one thing. If it was one thing, okay, oh, it's a mistake. It's always a mistake. When you planned to kill thousands of people in New York on 9/11, then you look at Beirut bombing. That was put on by Israel to try to drag us into the whole Israel-Lebanon war so that we would go over and smoke Lebanon. So Israel would just move up there and start taking their Great Israel Project. That's all it is. Just like Iraq, Iran, Syria, Lebanon, they're the ones picking the fights. We're not sitting here picking fights right now. We want peace. But ceasefire was signed. Everybody signed it. Now what? Now all these countries are going to look at Trump like he's a fucking simp. And he's like, hey, fuck it. Once we find those subs, adios. Something has to be done. You can't just arrest BB and who are those other fucking schlyops over there? You got fucking Ben-Gvir and all them. They're all psychopaths. Their kids are psychopaths, spitting on Christians walking by and everything. Do we want that? Do we want them in civilization? No. But then yet, they're the victims. As soon as one of them's dead, we gotta kill everybody. Fuck them. Level the whole place. I'm not gonna lose 1 ounce of sleep. In fact, that'll be the best sleep I've ever had. Is when they wipe them all out.
Now, I know we've seen some films too of a lot of the Jewish people over there who have been very vocal about the slaughtering of Palestinians. I've seen some
2 fucking years too late. Fuck them. Bomb them.
Well, do we know that it hasn't been suppressed? that they've been speaking out? Because we do know
they all have to serve in the military. If they're all conscripted to serve in the military, they've all killed Palestinians. They've all killed innocent people. Their thirst for blood, they're just doing this because they know that they're going to get fucking rocked. But 86% of them were all about, they're not doing enough in Gaza. They're not wiping out enough. And then you have them taking trips onto these mountains with these things that you get to watch, and you get to watch them bomb Gaza. And they think it's great. The whole thing needs to be wiped out. All of them. If they're going to come over here and they've been killing Americans this whole time, well, Dutch door. None of them are innocent. Because all the Americans over here were innocent. What about all the people that fought in the wars? They want to scream Holocaust. What about all the Americans that died in order to free you? Free you, even though the whole thing was a fucking lie. Because who did they put in the concentration camps? All these radicals. Just like Antifa, just like BLM. Consider the same were doing that back then. Because the Jews were doing in Germany what they're doing now here. With all the filth, the pedophilia, all the transsexual shit and everything like that. It all goes back to them in the Frankfurt School. It all does. All Hitler wanted was he wanted a nation that his people could thrive in. Because Dresden was packed full of intellectuals, but they always go after the intellectuals. Mm-hmm. Because the Jews will not bow to anybody else that says that somebody's smarter than them. Just like they try to say Bobby Fischer was a Jew, and Bobby Fischer had to write a letter to the Encyclopedia Judaica and motherfuck him and say, hey, I'm not a Jew and I don't appreciate this shit. Because what they do, everything, oh, he's Jewish. Just so they like, oh, this person, oh, they're Jewish, so they're smart. It's like, no. They're dictating to people that are Jewish that are not just to make themselves feel better. I mean, all of them. I mean, people can say what they want, but it's like, deep down in everything that I've read and I've gone through, there ain't a fucking good one of them left. That's it. Because, I mean, honestly, you can't trust them. The whole, their Rosh Hashanah, right? Their whole New Year, where they do these celebrations where they just absolve all the oaths they took for the year before. So they start with a clean slate.
Well, we can't, the Catholics do the same thing.
The Catholics are fucked up too.
Right? You go to confession and everything is forgiven because you say like 10 Hail Marys.
Yeah, but the problem are the fucking Jews. The Jews sit here and they play this collective guilt, Holocaust, when the story about the Holocaust ain't even real. The amount, the numbers, there weren't 6 million. There were like 200,000. That's it. Because why do all these people walk around, oh, I'm a Holocaust survivor and have a tattoo on their arm? Well, if they're going to exterminate you, why would they put a tattoo on your arm? Why would they spend all this time saying, oh, we have gas chambers and this, that, when it's much easier just to shoot people and put them in a hole? A la Jews against Palestinians. Because that's what they do. They just wrap them up and just dig these massive mass graves. Where did they find all the mass graves in Israel, in Gaza and everything? There's a ton of them. But then yet, we want our bodies for a hostage. Oh, they didn't give us the right body. Oh, we have to annihilate the place. Fuck it. You know what? Just fucking level all of Israel. They have nukes, and they've threatened the whole world with them. Fuck them. Level it. Don't let any of them out.
Well, that's what
they want to go back. They want to go, but I don't think it's going to come to that because that's Operation Warp Speed. They thought that they were going to play it on us. Now everybody that went to their Jew doctor to get their Jew injection.
You're talking about in Israel?
No, here too.
Well, listen, I have to disagree with you.
You know what? I don't care because
I'm just telling you.
Okay, but if you've done the research that we've done,
and these people have no clue.
I don't give a fuck if they have a clue or not. They're fucking Jews. They know they're synagogue of Satan. They need to be eradicated. They are the main problem in America today. Look at all the anti-Semitism and the Canary Mission and all the spying they're doing. They're all guilty. Even if they're innocent, they're still guilty in public opinion. They won't be able to walk the streets.
Well, what about people in our community? Because there's
I don't care if my neighbor's Jewish. I'll go over and fucking put a bullet in his head too when time's right. Fuck it. He's not Jewish though. I don't live by Jews. I don't associate with Jews because they can't be trusted. None of them can be trusted. because they think we're goyim. They think we're less than human. All of them do. It's bred into their DNA. That's the problem. The problem isn't, well, these people, those people. Well, you have collective guilt. Now you have collective punishment. Because you, the Israelis and the Jews think, oh, well, all Palestinians, they need to be wiped off the face of the earth and everything. That was that collective punishment. The constant starving, everything. You have all these people funneling money into Friends of IDF and all these different NGOs and all these foundations that are funneling money over there that are funding who profits that are actually a settler colony that they go over there and they just annihilate. They burn all the olive trees. Is that why they're tearing down all olive trees? Because that's peace.
Well, but here's the problem, and I'm not negating a lot of, the Israel situation, but here's the problem. You can look at the Catholic Church, and you can
but see here, hold on a second. See, that's right out of the Jew playbook. We always want to deflect on something else.
No, I'm not
talk about the problem here.
I'm not deflecting, and
but you're bringing up the Catholics. I wasn't talking about the Catholics. We're talking about Judaism right now.
Yes,
Judaism.
But what I'm saying is, you look at these groups, you look at all around the world at these different infiltrated groups that have been infiltrated, how they live, what they preach. And I'm saying it's all the same. You're going to have good and evil, and somehow we have to eradicate the evil all around. And they're coming with different labels.
Well, then you tell me why Israel's population, why their birth rate skyrocketed during COVID when every other nation state went down. And why did they buy 100,000, was it 10 million eggs? Why would they need 10 million eggs? People are like, oh, it's for Passover. Bullshit. For the albumin, for the fucking vaccines that they poison us with. We've seen the videos where they've actually fucking cheered it on. The Jews, the synagogue of Satan, the Jews, those who say they're Jews and they're not, there are no more Jews. The Israelites are gone. It's these 13 bloodlines. It's all bad. These Cain, Ham, Tubal Cain, all this shit. It's all fucking scripted. But all follows under Judaism. Judaism created communism.
But what I'm saying is, and I'm not disagreeing with the passion and the knowledge and the research. All I'm saying is, look at the Vatican and look at what they've done. I
don't give a fuck about that. We know the Vatican's bad. But you're just doing this because you're Italian and Jewish. This is exactly why I don't deal with this shit, because you have every Jew saying, oh, well, what about the Catholics? What about them? No, what about you? What about the shit you're doing? Just like if I was doing something bad, I would expect people to come at the full hound to hell and just go off and say, hey, I did it. But the thing is, all of them are in on it. All of them. They have their summer camps here that they teach all this infiltration in. I mean, let's just say that we had summer camps for the Chinese here or the Russians here. How do you think Americans would feel? Why do they get a free pass? They have nukes pointed at us. China don't. Russia don't. Israel does. They've taken over $3 trillion from us. And now they want to sign another 20-year memorandum of understanding. Like, oh, after this, we won't need more help. It's like, but you say you're a sovereign nation. How are you a sovereign nation when you keep on getting money from us? And all you do with the money from us is that you spend it on weapons in order to fucking kill people. And then you steal all of our secrets and you sell them to Russia, you sell them to Israel, you sell them to China. I mean, nobody's even talking about the Patriot missiles, the 69 Patriot missiles, that Israel was shipping to Shanghai, that all of our high-tech equipment on. Thank God that in the Finnish port of Kotka, that these two Ukrainian captain and co-captain on this ship, and they found all of these weapons, all these Patriot missiles, all in boxes labeled fireworks.
All right, so let's just play this out. Let's say we blow it up and we get rid of every single one of them. Then what's the next step? Because the way I see it, and I know a lot of people who've been affected by being molested by their priests, And no, I'm just saying, so where do we keep going? We have to get rid of all evil, is what I'm saying. I'm not giving a free pass for anyone, but then what does that mean? Look at the Catholic Church and what they've done to people. Right?
Your fucking rabbis suck the baby's dicks. They fucking chew the foreskin off.
So what about the priests that are molesting little boys in the back who they're asking to be altar boys? I know people who
Okay, we'll do this. What about Israel being the top pedophile place that human trafficking, child trafficking, organ harvesting, skin harvesting, and everything like that? And then bodies are coming back without organs, but then yet we're supposed to give them a free pass because, well, not all of them bad.
No, I'm not saying
the
give
whole
them
collective
a
is
free
bad.
pass. Not saying give them a free pass. What I'm trying to say is...
But you're trying to bring the Catholics up with molesting. Well, you want to talk about molesting...
No, but I'm saying none of it's good. So I'm saying, what do we do with that? What do we do with people? Our tax money's going over to the Vatican. Our gold was being held. We
give more money to Israel than anybody.
So we're going to give the Catholic Church a free pass. We're going to...
Whoa. No. See, this is exactly why I don't deal with fucking Jews. No. Hey, let that Jew light die. Let that Jew light die inside. You don't want that anymore. You have to get over. You don't want that. You don't want to be a part of this fucking sick and sadistic crew because they're all going to get wiped out and they all deserve it because they hate us. They all do. They say, "Oh, we're Torah Jews." The Talmud the Talmud and Torah go together, but then yet the Torah, well, they're written on scrolls. I thought they're the first 5 books of the Bible, so it's all lies. All religions are lies.
I agree.
But now the Catholics, they had all their fucking, the whole Inquisition on.
I'm not even talking about the Inquisition because that's
okay. Well then, how many countries have the Catholics or the Irish or the Muslim or anything like that been kicked out of? How many countries have the Jews been thrown out of?
109.
Why? Because they're all in the blood sacrifice.
Same thing every time.
And guess what? You don't know who's doing it. Well,
do you think we're going to move into some sort of new system that is conscious, that is going to, whoever the criminals are, is going to eradicate all of them? I mean, people talk about raptures.
Well, 3i Atlas might do
reverse raptures, but is this new system? It's going to be conscious, and people are going to know by what your heart generates and things like that, whether you are a good person or a fucking deviant or not.
Oh yeah.
That is going to be used somehow to eradicate this fucking criminality.
How do you think that's going to work? What do you think is going to be that we could eradicate? And it knows this. It will know.
See that 3i Atlas coming in? That's why you guys should be shitting bricks. That's why everybody should be shitting bricks. Because what was in the injection that everybody in Israel, all them took? What was the injection that they gave all of us? What is the death rate of Israelis and Jews from COVID-19?
I don't know those numbers. Do you know them?
Well, if the birth rate in Israel went skyrocketing, they sure as fuck didn't die. So why is there only one country in the world? And that's where the vaccines came out of. Isn't that odd?
Yeah.
But then yet everywhere else in the world, you see nothing but people dying, and they're over there doing their little song and dance and their bar mitzvahs. Just their whole fucking religion needs to be fucking tanked. All of them in it, fucking just chuck them in a bin.
So do you think the 3i Atlas is what is going to, I don't want to use, get rid of it somehow? How do you think that's going to happen?
Well, I mean, if they took the injections.
So it's based on that. Okay.
We have the documents on it. We have the Space Force documents on warp speed.
Okay.
We've done the digging. The thing is, people are sitting here saying, oh, well, the Jews. No, the Jews have been sacrificing Christians ever since day one. They hate Christ. They hate everything about light. Why do you think they have their Sabbath from Friday night to Saturday night? Why do they go off a lunar calendar like the Babylonians? It's the whole lot of them. All of them. Because if you look at their holidays line up with the Babylonian holidays. Why did they get so many holidays? And all their holidays are just a mockery. That's all it is. They're all card-carrying Christ killers in my eyes. Because they hate anybody that's not them. So why can't we hate them back? All this love and light shit, that shit could be pushed aside. We have to get down to the fucking brass tacks. We need to see who the ones that have been fucking us over, because people are like, oh, well, forgive them for not what they do. No, forgive them for not what they do. They did this all knowingly. They've been doing this knowingly. That's why they got kicked out of all these countries, because they wouldn't keep the covenant. But then yet, all of a sudden, 1948, oh, we get a land. What, because this Lord Balfour wrote a 65-worded letter to Rothschild? So now we have to look at the Rothschilds, because, they're Anunnaki.
Right.
So who are the old ones? They all worship the Star of Remphan. The Star of Remphan's in the Bible, not the Star of David. Maybe people need to go look at the Star of Remphan and then come back and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, this whole fucking religion's fucked up. Just like the cross. So I won't see a cross around here. Why? It's a deconstructed cube. It's all black cube, everything like that. Everything's black with them. Black, 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 black. That's why the Mormons all wear white. That's why the Jews wear black. It's all masonry. Masonry in the cult of Tubal-Cain, that's the cult that runs the world. It's all based off witchcraft. Well, if you look up Wikipedia, you can pull up Jew-witchery. It's actually a term. That's all they do. They practice witchcraft and all that. They're evil souls. They don't even have souls. Because they're leavened and unleavened bread. Why do you think that whole thing that they had in the Red Sea into the Suez Canal, right, when they had to shut down, and they went on board and grabbed all these Christians out that were in these cargo containers? Where were they heading? They were heading to Israel because it was just before Passover, and they need their Christian blood for their leavened bread. They're vampires.
Yeah.
If you're walking down the street and say you have, if you say, oh, Bible, Judeo-Christian, but then you're spitting on nuns and fathers and bombing churches, where's the love and light in that?
Nah.
What about our media? Why have we been fed lies? Same group.
Yeah.
Why are we so just downtrodden in our health? Same group. Who created all the psychiatrists and the therapists and the trauma? Them. But yet they say, oh, JFK, get over that. That was years ago. But, let's not forget about the Holocaust, because, they had to open up Auschwitz and put up a smokestack because it wasn't there in 45. But they had to come back and put one in just to say that, yeah. The whole thing. And the U.S. Army was complicit in this, too.
Yeah.
The psychological core. So this whole thing, because FDR and Eleanor Roosevelt was the one that was pushing for the creation of a state of Israel. And she is, literally fucking first cousins. We literally had first cousins married in the fucking White House. That's not a little fucked up. Even Teddy Roosevelt said, hey, said keep it in the family, but it's like, what do you mean keep it in the family? So the Roosevelts are in an evil bloodline too. Because in that book, that Tubal-Cain, 13 hunters and all this, it's always 13. It's always 13s. And just like the MS-13, then there's so many MS-13s. But what about Mormon Sanhedrin? Because remember the Sanhedrin, they said, the Sanhedrin is wrong. The Sanhedrin's alive and well in Israel. But we want to know why they, meaning the Orthodox, which everybody's like, but the other one's like, no, well, the Orthodox are even worse. They're even worse. The ones in, Crown Heights and all that, the shit that they do, that's why you guys had massive flooding not too long ago in Brooklyn. Flooded Crown Heights and all the tunnels. Because that's what you have to do.
Right.
To say watch the water. Because the only way to get rid of these people are water. Because you look at the Maui, Israel had a hand in that with the space lasers, because they have lasers. And also another thing is that because we paid for the Iron Dome. We paid for everything. What has Israel ever given us back?
Wars.
Because remember, everybody's like, oh, Qatar gave Trump a $400 million plane. Well, we gave Israel $3 trillion. What have we gotten? Anti-Semitism laws, spying, trafficking. I mean, that's why all the religions got to go down. All the religions, including the Freemasons, were involved in the infiltration of America, the whole invasion. Because we can count the Mormons in too. Because from 2020 to 2024, their humanitarian money went from 50 million to almost 500 million. And what happened in that same time? Just like the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, Catholic Charities. That's why they pray. When they find out that all these fucking religions were in on this, because all these Baptists and all that shit, that was all created in the Great Awakenings, the 4 Great Awakenings in New York. Because Mormonism, they have.
And when was that?
What's that?
And when was that? You said there was a Great Awakening.
They had 4 of them, starting like the late 1700s.
Okay.
And then went on, because the first Great Awakening is when they all started shit, and that's when Thomas Paine came out with common sense, and Thomas Jefferson also said, "Hey, these things, this ain't good," because now you had all those the Baptists, and it was all around the Finger Lake area, right around there, and they all started to disperse. But the thing about the Mormons is, that's the funny thing, because General Grant had 3 general orders. He had General Order number 11, General Order number 11, and General Order number 14. The 2 General 11s were against the Jews and the Mormons. And the 14th was against the Mormons, because they were pulling an insurrection out west. Because during the Civil War, all of our federal troops were out there dealing with their shit. Because they wanted slavery. Like the Mormons are big slavery. But where did they learn that from? The Dutch and the Jews, because they're the ones that ran all the slave ships. But, case in point, their own people sold them.
Right.
So, but that thing, the golden age, when Trump says it's a golden age, it's like that perked on my ears. I'm like, when was the Spanish golden age? Started 1493. Why? 1492, they kicked all the Jews out. Who do you think came over with Columbus on the Nina Pinta Santa Maria? Because they didn't want them practicing their fucking religion there. Because they were just sacrificing kids. I mean, even the, Saint Simon. There's Saint Simon. And the Jews crucified him upside down, because that's the kosher way. Slice the throat and then let it all bleed out. Not like that's not torture. But that's Saint Simon. Saint Simon, the patron saint of kidnap and torture victims. It was done by them. What do you, a patron saint of kidnap and torture victims? That's like saying Kurt Cobain's now the spokesman for Remington.
I mean, that all halal meat and all that is done that way, isn't it? And it's hung upside down, slit their throat, kicking about and stuff like that. And pretty much everyone that eats that is eating adrenalized blood.
Oh, yeah.
It's everywhere. And they laugh at us for it.
But that thing, too, is that in that book, they talk about how they can live forever and remember everything, and they just have to drink a certain substance. It's like, it's literally right there.
Yeah.
I mean, even down to the whole, remember the Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie when they were wearing vials of their blood around?
Yeah.
They never thought she would lose.
That's it. And I mean, all these people, I'm like, especially Angelina Jolie. Because remember that picture that saw her with that black, the emaciated black kid, and she's sitting like helping him. If they show the full photo, you'll see that the kid is chained up to that post, and she's just sitting there. I mean, all these people in Hollywood. I mean, like when you mentioned Academy Awards, even their award is Egyptian.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all Babylonian, and it's like, well, then we look at the Egyptian stuff with this. It's like, so who were the fucking Egyptians? These pharaohs and shit like that. It's like they're all the same. They're all like half man, half beast. You know, like you've got ISIS. I mean, all the things. But why is it that all these corporations always name their companies after mother goddesses or ancient? Because we're told it's myths, right? All that stuff's a myth, right? It's mythology, right? This is mythology, what they gave us. Our whole existence is mythology. Because they won't tell us the truth. They won't give us the right documents to actually help us, you know. But the thing is, these religions, they're cults. That's the problem.
Yep. I agree with you.
The good people of this earth are going to fucking shit a bit when all this comes. And I'm surely that is why this slow rollout is happening, because it would just be too much.
Well, I mean, it's been slow rolling out, but now that they have the 600 judges into the Article 2 courts, they can let it fly now. Because like we said about Venezuela, and all those islands, right? So all those islands that they're going after, right? All those pedo islands. So, because we were watching a Dabu thing, and they're like, yeah, they're all concentrated in these islands. Like, I wonder why. I mean, I would use, because it's like, because Trump and Venezuela, it's like, but it's only 2 damn drops. I mean, it's almost as if Maduro and Trump are playing this masterful game, because remember, he's like, hey, I got a $50 million bounty on his head. Then Maduro's like, hey, I got $50 million to unleash all the Epstein files. Like, fuck, okay, we'll play this shit. It's like, let's see how this plays out. And now, ever since that, right, that's when the Democrats started, well, Trump's the Epstein files. Trump's the Epstein files. We need those files. We need the ones that came from Epstein's estates. It's like, you guys, the military has it all. These emails by the estate, you don't think they came from the estate, do you? Because as we've learned about the Democrats and Republicans, whenever there's a bill, remember when Nancy said that, well, we have to sign it so we can read what's in it. It's like, usually you read it first and then sign it, especially when it has to do with all of us.
Right.
So what they did was they're like, hey, we're going to load 20,000 emails, right? Trump's in 1,682 of them, which is 17. But then yet, they were just affixed on Trump. They didn't realize that everybody else was in them. What else is in those emails? Wait. Especially the Plaskett one. The Plaskett one had to have been, because she's like, oh, well, he's a constituent. I'm like, throw a flag. He's a felon. Felons can't vote. Next. So he's not a constituent. Oh, well, he gave money and I gave it back. It's like, he was arrested in 2012 for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're still talking to him in 2019. Well, my constituents, if they have questions, like, Lisa, try hitting up your congressman during a House hearing and see if they get back to you right away. I'm sure they're like, and especially when on that day, she initiated the texting between her and Epstein.
Yeah.
At 7:55 a.m. I'm like, you can't even make this shit up. It's like, and then her excuse is like, oh, well, you know, all the things, you know, I want to just go forward, right? Okay, cool. but we don't want to. Because we've heard all that Trump. It's like, now that you guys are labeled in it, how many other Democrats or Republicans are listed in these?
That's right.
But the thing is that because they think, oh, well, Cash and Bacino and Pam and all that, like, they don't have it, God damn it. The military took it all the first time.
Yeah.
So if there's nothing there.
I thought it was staggering when I saw that vote. 427 people voted for, and only one against. That was Clay Higgins, wasn't it? I think it was 427.
Hold on. That's what I needed right there. Hold on. It was. Let's see. No shit. If somebody get the act,
Hold up, I've got screenshot here.
That's it. Got it.
427 yay, 1 nay. Look at his brain working.
Now, if you could do me a favor,
Yeah.
if you could bring up post 1315. Because when you add it all up, the first numbers are 13, and then one no, and then 5 non-voting. A rigged system. They don't want to turn over documents to Congress. What are they afraid of? Why so much redacting? Why such unequal justice? At some point, I will have no choice but to use the powers granted to the presidency to get involved. And what did he do on the 11/19 at 7:20 p.m.? Fuck it, release it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, Trump's guilty. It's like, literally, you've dug into his whole existence.
Right.
And we can't find anything on him. I mean, they can dig into us and find, it's almost like the whole world has been after one man that just wants peace for everyone.
Yeah.
And everybody and just live and just exist and be happy and, not have to worry about, wars or, even all this nonsensical murder and shit going on in the streets. But they say that, all these illegals, they're law-abiding. You literally said illegal immigrants and that they're lawfully. It's that first word there. It's that word illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't say, oh, well, they're illegally, but they didn't break any laws. It's no crime. And this bitch was an attorney, Jasmine Crockett. Oh, and did you see what happened with her with Epstein? With that Lee Zeldin? So she accused Lee Zeldin of getting money from Jeffrey Epstein, right? Yeah. And he's like, well, I'm glad you used Google because I got it from Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. And then she's like, well, I only had 5 minutes, so I looked on Google. I'm like, you literally have the entire government to look to, and you're using Google?
But does that sound a little too staged?
Man.
To take down people that, could have been terminally stupid, but also were terminally bad.
But the thing is that, remember these people, because the one thing, right? Why Clay Higgins was so big in that no vote, right? Because Clay Higgins was the first sitting congressman to ever post a photo of another congressman and call them a reptilian.
Oh.
It was Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah.
So how many of them are in our Congress? That's the scary part.
I just want to say as well that Q only posted one list ever with names in it. And now we don't know. It didn't say these are all pedos or anything like that. You could have infiltrators and stuff like that. But I always remember that there is 2 Jeffrey Epsteins, isn't there? But
yep.
Yeah.
And some of these people on the list, it's like Larry Summers. That's a given. And Casey Wasserman, who's his sister?
Right.
Good old Debbie. Good old Debbie, the
Yeah.
Velociraptor from Florida.
Yeah,
God,
there's definitely a lot of ones on there, but we've yet to see who they all are and stuff like that. But it's the future's bright, isn't it? It's the future's orange.
oh,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. It's like we have to look at this and like because all this, it's like we can only say what we feel should be done, but it's not up to us. None of it is up to us. It's up to God, divine timing, divine, whatever's about to happen. All I could say is that honestly, I would like it if they just fucking wiped everything and just everybody just went back to normal. Done.
Yeah.
Like wiped it all out. All the evil ones get rid of. Because honestly, I could deal with corruption. But it's that red line. It's when you do stuff to kids and all that. That
100%. Yeah.
Absolutely not. Because corruption, if it's a fake system, because some of the people in Congress, they had to be corrupted in order for them not to fucking launch missiles at us. But the thing is, like APAC and all that, it's like, where's the Chinese pack? Where's the Russia pack? But then we don't have a binding agreement with Israel saying that they're our ally. There's never been an agreement written. It's always been implied. And it all started from LBJ because he was the first Jewish president in there. And then he went to the Knesset and they started stealing all the uranium. And then there was a Hollywood director, producer, there's a spy that was sending all these, what the hell were they called? What the fuck are they called? Shit. They're like the little, they're like not cathodes, but they're like little, they're nuclear timers.
Okay.
Right? And they were this, and that was this guy, that Hollywood producer. He even went in Israel. And he's like, yeah, I sent them all over here, and we wanted them back. We told them, it's like, we want all these, because it's all about timing, right? It's the nuclear timers. How did they get over there? Well, why is it that, NUMEC in Apollo, Pennsylvania, cute name, Apollo, how did they get all that highly enriched uranium, that yellow cake uranium, out of Apollo, Pennsylvania? And then they went down to say, oh, well, it's actually before that they went down and said, oh, we're going to get Adolf Eichmann in Argentina. Why'd you bring back 90 tons of yellow cake uranium? What were you really going down there for? Because like, oh, we brought back Eichmann and we tried him. It's like, are you sure? Because there's something definitely going on in South America that, because we really don't get any news from Africa anywhere. I mean, the only time we actually get news is when we go on YouTube or something, and even that's suppressed. It's like, if we dumped all this money in Africa, why isn't it thriving?
Well,
but we give it to all these NGOs.
They don't want it to thrive. They don't want it to thrive because they're raping. They've been raping the land.
Yep, and killing and doing all these bioweapons and
yes.
I mean, and then you dig in World War II, and where'd the biological weapons come from? Unit 731 from Japan. We said, hey, if you help us, we'll let bygones be bygones. Like, who decided that? You think that was a really good idea?
Right.
I don't think so. But it's just, the whole thing is that, we look at these churches and we think, oh, well, they go to church and God. It's like, guys, this Calvary Church and all that. It's these prosperity gospels. Because it's all about indulgences. Because all these prosperity gospels started happening right after the Second Vatican Council in 61-62. That's when they kicked the indulgences back in. You could buy your way to heaven now.
Right.
But the Mormons were doing that a long time ago. Because it's all about tithing and hiding the money. It's like, well, if we follow the money and you look and see the Mormons, because the Vatican wealth is off the chart. I mean, we know that you're not going to get all the Vatican wealth. But the second one are the Mormons. But then you look at their temples and everything, and it's like they're all obelisks, especially the one in Washington, D.C. They have 6 spires, right? But on one of them is that Angel Moroni. So what if that's a D5 too? What if this Moroni is actually a demon? And because you think of all the fallen, right? What if this Moroni is just one of the fallen angels? I mean, but the whole thing is this whole worship of the mother goddess, the whole fertility goddess and all this. And it goes back to the antelope and the deer and the post where, you know, they have all these head shit on.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different levels of this, but also, remember how you were mentioning, Elisa, that about the blue and white?
Yeah.
Pattern? You know where else we found them?
Where?
So when they say codes for D-class, right?
Yeah.
Look at all the coats of arms in Europe.
Yeah.
You'll find the same symbols on there.
Wow.
The blue and white. And a majority of them came from another MS-13. Because there's 15 in the Weimar Republic. It ended up being 15 sections, right? Well, 2 of them have the same name, Mecklenburg, but the last word is S. It's German. So 2 of them were named that, and you had 13 more. So now these are all the crowns, right? So if there's 13 more, and then you look at that and there's 13, you have 13 bloodlines. It's almost as if there's all, because you have the bloodlines here, like the Rothschild, all that. But then there's the other set of bloodlines. Because have you ever heard of Somerset Belanoff?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about her.
Yeah. Have you read any of her?
It's Glaris Castle or something, isn't it?
Glamis Calling, right?
Yeah.
The thing is that if you go in Glamis Calling, and there's like this big entry in the beginning, look at the date. It's November 5th.
Really?
And she goes in and says everything. She's like, hey, because she talks about America falls, everything falls, but they're respecting our freedom, our sovereignty. And there's actually factions within these ancient bloodlines that want to see us thrive because they have to respect our free will.
Okay.
It's like, and then even, oh my God. If you could pull up the Glamis Calling and go to October 27th, 2017. Because guess what October 27th, 2017 says? As a big Q, and it says, that's ready, and then the next day it started dropping. I was like, so it would be October 2017. Windsor Tower unleash a storm. Begin posting, expect major impact. All shall awaken. October 27th, 2017.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure that's... And then Lamashu... Oh, and then, what was it? They also had... Oh, my God. Shit. Wait a second.
Do you know what? What are you doing for time, Elisa?
I'm running over a little bit, but I don't want to just stop in the middle of this.
No, I mean this is. I've looked into Somerset Belanoff before. Found a couple of sites. I don't know if this was one of them, but it's really eerie and weird reading it, and I would love it if we could really go into this deep sometime.
Yeah,
we should.
Now, when was this? In other words, this website is around pre-Q.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you can see like, but if you go to the November 2020, right? Check this out. My dear ones in the United States, right? There's a whole list, right? I mean, it's a long letter. But if you scroll to the bottom, brief history of us, it's the whole Somerset. Posted on November 5th, 2020.
Wow.
I mean, the whole thing, I mean, some of you may have noted that my missive to the SCOTUS in February 2018 has a tone much different from many of the other posted blogs. When you read these blogs, they also have like, God, what nursery mom was it? Shit, it was, I don't know what one it was, but then we look at these nursery rhymes, right?
Yeah. They're pretty scary.
Remember, Star-Crossed Serpent, Chapter 1, The Archer's Song, Our Nursery Rhymes Child's Play. Be a shame if their quiver was empty, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I'd
love to go into that more with you. I did find a couple of websites and there was loads of quotes from world leaders, I think, because there's no pictures of her anywhere. There's meant to be a picture of her when she's younger.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you find of her.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything really, but I found a couple of sites and it was Glamis Castle or something like that. I'll try and find it again now. But there was loads of quotes from world leaders and their statements about meeting her and all this. And there was one from Trump in there and stuff and all sorts of other people.
I mean,
I'd love that a bit more with you.
Oh, wait, who is she?
She's like the head of the she's the head of the was it
it's meant to be some sort of a
the Wetton Council or something like that. It's like the High Council. Like this is like, because you think about the Star-Crossed Serpent, right? This all was in the UK, and then you have Somerset Belanoff because look at, because it's this destruction of the old guard. Well, the old guard has to be Masonic.
Right.
I mean, this is really interesting stuff, Elisa, if you didn't know about any of this.
No, I didn't.
She's a just so much secrecy about it.
It's even in, this old covenant. I mean, they even explain how they do their rituals around the cauldron with the sword, the man with the sword. It's like,
oh my gosh, we should do like a deep dive into this for everyone.
Yeah, I'd love to.
This one is, it's one of those where shit.
I got the sort of chills looking into it a bit. Really, it's a bit weird. Really.
Goddamn. That Star-Crossed Serpent, right? The logo. It had a ram, a cow, and a unicorn.
Yeah.
Right? So. So they talk about a ritual, right? Between the maiden and the magister, which should endure for many years, because they have a 7-year thing where they have to do sacrifice and they have power for another 7 years. But it's a complex ritual because it communicates one of the core mysteries of the craft. The relationship between the cult of the dead and the cult of the fertility and the virtue that binds them as one. It's that first one, that cult of the dead. Because now, look up cult of the dead cow. Wait to see whose name's on that. Our good old boy, backdoor Beto O'Rourke.
What, on Wikipedia?
Yep.
Really?
It's a hacking cult. That's why it's black hat, white hat. They're all hackers. And if you scroll down some.
Owned by the CDC.
Yep.
Funny that, eh?
Yep. Okay, hold up. Go up a little bit. Right there, it should have Psychedelic warlord right there. Beto O'Rourke.
Oh,
Look over the side. And look, in 1988, they presented their popular back orifice to a DEFCON 16. Well, where do they hold DEFCONs? All over, but in Vegas. Because if you look at DEFCON 25, that's where they hack the voting machines. I mean, we have the documents. Like, you guys are really stupid. But I mean, this whole thing. I mean, it says psychedelic warlord right below ass rabbit above Medusa spore, and it says Beto O'Rourke. It's right there, and it's like February 2000. CDC was subject of 11 documentary short titled "Disinformation." CDC member Mudge briefed President Bill Clinton on internet security. Huh. So why would you brief him on internet security? Because not a lot of people know that the bridge was created under Clinton. It was financed by Wilbur Ross. It's a Federal Bridge Certification Authority Network, the FBCAN. It's where all the businesses, it's the hub where all these corporations have all their stuff where they could just go into one hub and then they could just go out like a bicycle spoke. But then the hackers come in and they piggyback on these, and then they just get into the hub and then they could go anywhere, like aerospace, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, in the states' welfare systems. But it's all hacking. It's all cyber. That's why cybersecurity hackers. It's these same guys that are doing this. And then you look at the video games, right? Because remember they were talking about how all these guys were talking on all these video game chats and everything in the drops, like the Star Wars and everything.
Yeah.
Well, who's to say they're not doing that with the other games too?
Right.
Because you know it's like the same ages, like they're all going around, but they're all militant. And it's like, what if they have people in there that are pushing this? Because if you go on a video game and shoot people and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's nothing. So you think you just take it right outside and do the same thing. No, whoa, there's fantasy and reality.
Right.
But beautiful.
Amazing. You know, we've been going 2 hours, 42 minutes, and I feel like the last 5 minutes, we've only just started.
Yeah, I mean, and it feels like it's only been a half hour.
No, it just goes so fast. I think it was good. I think even the healthy debate, I think that was really good because we dug so deep. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but the thing is, we have to look at it and say, hey, it's all the fucking religions. When Trump says it's religion, 100%. It's religion. Period. Because religion is the one thing that's actually holding us all back from actually moving forward.
Oh yeah, and that's a whole show, like 3, 4, 5 hour show in itself, because all of us, it just shows everything about divinity away from us.
And that's the thing. And we look at it and we're like, okay, well, we don't buy into this shit anymore. Yeah, we know that the light's within ourselves and everything. But we are the ones that determine whether we're good people.
Yeah.
We are. And we're not going to let anybody else tell us. It's like, because they say, trust yourself, believe in yourself. You know, once you trust yourself and believe in yourself, if everybody else did that, you would have a highly functioning, trustful society. You wouldn't have to worry about locking your doors. Just like it was back in the day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, your parents were like, hey, yeah, we didn't have to do this. It's like now, women can't even walk down the fucking streets anymore without getting assaulted. And it's like, but then they lock them up and then they just let them go. It's like
the revolving door.
It's the judges, it's the attorney, just round them all up. Because we could run everything through the Article 2 courts. If you have 600 judges, you pretty much, and then they look at the budget, right? They said, look at the military budget. Why was ICE's military budget the third highest military budget in the world? Because they're running everything through Article 2 courts. That's plenary power. Fuck Article 1, fuck Article 3, you're both dirty. Let's go right into the executive. Because he who has the gold makes the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So when everything goes to shit, because right now I'm waiting. I'm like, what do we get through this order on Fort Knox? We got to listen to Fort Knox. Because there's nothing there. It's like, then where's all the gold? Then even then it's like, what? 4,000 tons of gold? I know it seems a lot, but it's only based off of what? $30 an ounce? That's it. 30, 40, $50 an ounce. That's all the gold in there is valued at.
Yeah. That's right.
So then, if you have to do 2 of everything, if you have the revaluation of currencies, don't you need a revaluation of the gold right along with it?
Of course.
So what's that going to do to silver? Why is silver been so suppressed? I mean, people are like, oh, Bitcoin. I'm like, but that's all just numbers and letters. It's like, this is actually physical. This is stuff that you need. Because in all these new technologies, you need 2 main things, silver and copper. That's why you can't afford silver to get copper. I mean, it's a no-brainer at this point. It's a precious metal.
That's right.
I've said to everyone, if you've got your silver, get it in your personal possession or where you know where it is and say some stuff, because there's 250 times more silver trading on paper, isn't there, that's worth fuck all? Because if you ain't got it.
And that's the thing. It's like, you know, we look at like when they, especially last week, when they printed the final penny.
Yeah.
That's what we needed. Because they said it was going to be done in the early part of 2026. Like they said, like February. I'm like, I mean, couldn't we just take a loss? I mean, if it costs 3.5 cents to make 1 penny, and you have all this useless, all these, you know, all the, you know, proofs or whatever, the coins itself without being stamped. Fuck it, throw them out. It's cheaper to throw them out, cut the loss, instead of manufacturing them to make the final penny. So they had to get rid of some.
Right.
Because if they estimated it was going to be done in February 2025, and they just wrapped up now, because once the penny's gone, now you can start bringing a new system.
Yeah.
Because then you can have the coins go, like bring all new coins, new currency. Because the penny, I mean, it's...
Didn't you say it costs more to make a penny than a penny?
Yeah, it's 3.2 cents to make a penny.
Yeah.
That's how the U.S. government works, Stu. That's how we work. It always costs more for less. And it's like, and you think of pennies, it's like, you know, they're in a tray or whatever. It's like, but if you count, like, okay, well, you have a roll of 100 pennies, right? It's $1. It costs $3.20 to make that roll of pennies. Now, where is the fiscal responsibility in this?
Not in the golden age, it won't.
God. I mean, the thing is, you can go to any of these places like caves or something like that. You put a quarter in and a penny, and you print out the penny, and you have something that actually, you know, has something on it. But it's like, why did they just sell all these blanks to them? You know, instead of putting your own penny, just use these blanks, crank it, whatever. But that was the biggest thing last week was them saying, and I forgot what they said, how much the last pennies are going to go for. It's like, tell me it's 3.2 cents. Just humor me. Because, like, okay, so you're going to buy all this, you're going to pay fake money for another piece of fake money that is no longer in circulation. That's been the downfall of society. It's all, when you think about fractional banking, that's what fractional banking is.
Money magic.
Oh, that last penny will be up in auction for thousands, if not millions, won't it? No doubt.
If you're dumb enough to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you look at it, it's like, that's just another, you know, why would they stop minting the penny? Well, because we're having a finance reset. But they have all of us. I think what it is, they have all of us fixed on all this bad, and everyone's like, oh, fuck Trump. But even says in jobs, it's like, sometimes you have to make yourself look bad in order to come out looking like a hero. It's like, well, we knew it was going to get bad, right? It always gets, you know, it's always darkest before dawn.
Yep.
But I really seriously think that this dawn is going to be on April 5th. That's also a D5. April's the 4th month. That's D5.
Yeah.
Because that's Easter. That's when the star Regulus will appear in the eastern sky. And that star Regulus is also on the Space Force logo. That's why they moved it from California to Huntsville. You want to be the first ones to see it on that side. But Huntsville's big. That's where the whole armory, Redstone Armory and all that, the arsenal and everything, that's where all the good stuff is. But also you've got Redstone Arsenal, Alabama. Then you have the Vulcans. And the Vulcans are the same ones that, I mean, they're the evil ones. Like Condoleezza Rice and all that. There's like a big Vulcan statue. It's like Operation Warp Speed, Charlie Kirk, Captain Kirk. Even the uniforms look like Star Trek, but I mean messed up because those uniforms weren't from Star Trek. Those uniforms were from George Patton's tank brigade. So it's like, and what's right outside of Fort Knox? The General Patton Museum.
That's crazy.
It is.
Yeah. It's interesting you say April the 5th as well, because few people I've heard say we might have 6 months of shit yet. And Bix Weir was saying 6 months, wasn't he?
Yep.
Well, and then get this right. So the 5th and 6th, right? So that's an 11 in the year of 9, right? It's Friday and Saturday, but the next day, right? Because if you look at posts 520, I believe that's it. 365. A year, think about it, right? It has the 12/7 to 12/17 date in there too. So we know what the first 12/7, 12/17 was. That's when they removed the Muhammad. Who was the guy that? I got right here. Did the bombing?
Atta.
No, it's a different one. The one in 90.
Oh, what? The Twin Towers in the basement?
Yeah. Here it is. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed.
Yeah.
Because from 12/7 in 2020 to 12/16 2020, those 10 days, it says canceled. U.S. versus Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Motions hearing canceled. There was 10 days that they were going to have it, and they were all canceled. Why did they cancel them? Because they didn't do it. So what they did is that they brought all these Muslims in, and they radicalized them in Guantanamo Bay. Well, who would have thought? Because if you torture people enough and then you send them on their way, you're going to piss a lot of people off.
Right.
Especially Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, because they brought his kids in and tortured his kids in front of him. Thanks, CIA. Fucking shitbags. That's the thing. CIA, this is the closing act.
Yeah.
Now, you're not supposed to be operating in the United States. Wow. That's a fun fact. I mean, maybe none of you guys should be operating in the United States. So yeah, I mean, it's going to get better. I mean,
it might get bumped in the meantime, mightn't it?
And
we're all prepared. Whip the fucking band-aid off. That's what I say.
Yeah.
It's going to be,
and this is
going to be fun.
And this is the 8th year into the Q drops, right?
Yeah.
Of what year?
What do you mean?
2025.
Yeah.
8 and 9.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to have a great Christmas.
Yeah.
Maybe it's this year, because I mean, once they start rounding them all up, because they're like, oh, we have due under the enemy combatants, you are not afforded due process. You are a traitor to America. And that's why Trump's like treason, sedition, death by hanging. It's like, he wants to kill him. It's like, now, let me get this straight. They're all saying that, you guys took the oath on the Constitution. Treason and sedition are the only two crimes that are listed punishable by death in the Constitution.
But the question is, which Constitution? Because what is with the ship?
Yeah. What ship?
Exactly.
And then they even said that, because there's radicals everywhere, right? So what if they were just trying to, round up all these radicals within the military, but what the military round them up anyways? Because you don't think that they know. I mean, you brought the generals in for a meeting. You don't think they gave them lie detector tests and see which side of the fence they're on? I mean, every facet of our existence has been infiltrated by one way or another. But we think they're human, but they're not. Yeah. Because we've been lied to that, we're the only ones here. Oh, that's just supposed to be bad. It's like, then what's up with the Black Eye Club? What's up with the Frill? What's up with the Lizards? What's up, because everybody thinks, because I'm guilty of it too. It's like, oh man, I like that actor or actress. It's like, nope. Because the thing is, they're acting. We don't know how they are in real time. We just think, they're funny, this and that. It's like, but it's all a script.
And we don't know where they came from, because it's just that they're just create something on Wikipedia, some false persona.
It's just like the Erica Kirk thing, Stu, yesterday.
Yeah.
How the Erica Kirk, the same Erica Kirk here, there was an Erica Kirk that was the first lady of Florida, the 36th governor named Claude Kirk. And it's funny that she was born in Germany, then ended up going to Africa, and then to Brazil. And then up here. But even down to her meeting Claude while he was on a business trip on a blind date. It's like, that's how Erica met Charlie.
Yeah. I'll send you that video, Elisa.
Okay.
And it's, oh my God, there's so much, but her shape shifting, that's the biggest. When you see her eyes slit and her teeth go jagged, that's why she's always looking up.
I've seen I know we've got a lot of AI now, but I've seen videos, years ago. One bloke actually going like that, watch my eye go. I don't know if you've seen that close up one where he's going.
Yeah. And then even the film on it, it's like, what?
Yeah.
And then you look at the movie They Live, it's like, be the final battle.
I was just going to say that. It's a shame we haven't all got a set of those sunglasses, isn't it, really?
Oh, man.
There's fucking one there. I knew it was you.
Well, and the thing, they used them in Vietnam, and they got fucked up over it.
Oh, with the vision, the goggles? Yes. And you have to wonder why those guys, like, they blame it on the fact that they came back and they were vilified, and their brains and reality were fucked with over there.
So, what if the red castle, green castle is actually eyesight? Turn on red, turn on, because the new night vision is all green.
Right.
But the one they were using in Vietnam that they saw the demons was red. And then you have the Diasin blue that the Russians have, that you could see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes see, ears to hear, huh? I don't know if I'd ever want to see a pair of those glasses. I mean, can you imagine just...
No, I don't want to.
I mean, we talk about this shit, but you see one of those in real life, and then you take them off, and you're like...
You can't unsee that.
No. And the thing is, we don't know what these people look like. I mean, they're just... And how many of them are there? I mean...
Didn't Trump say, you don't know these people, they could be walking right next to you, could be whatever he said, sitting on the bus or what? Even down to
Trump hugging Erica Kirk. Do you see how standoffish she was? It's like, your husband just died like fucking 11 days ago, and you're coming out in white, and then the next time you're out there with JD Vance and leather pants, it's like...
Yeah, it's not right.
But she's always damn right, but she's never shed a tear. Lizards don't cry. Pimps don't cry, lizards don't cry.
A video going on stage, wasn't there, and all that, with a little bottle, put some liquid on her face before she went, and then got the tissue out.
Yeah. I mean, if you have to put I don't even have to even explain it. If you have to put fake tears in your eyes to go up and talk about your husband just died last week, we have even a bigger problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's funny that she's like, oh, and how she's touching JD Van. I was like, I don't want anybody touching me like that.
Yeah, you don't put your hands.
You hug.
Yeah,
You hug.
do you?
Don't touch my head.
Yeah.
That's reserved. That's only loved ones. That's it. Just.
Mm-hmm.
But how she? Oh, and then and then how she's talking about JD and he's such a great. I was like, if Charlie's around, I hope he's watching this. Because the thing is, I mean, I just have, man, I hope that they got him out of there, but that Andrew Colvey, he's like, yeah, during the second question, he got shot. It's like, it was the first question. You guys don't even have that right.
Yeah.
And where's the video? They can't find the video of it.
I just think it was a very well timed. It was too well timed and done in such a way. I'm just going on record. I don't think any of that was real.
Sloppy as all hell. But what if they got ahead of it, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Because I mean, did you hear how they said? Now they said it was 30-6, right? But then the guy that was on Sean Ryan, the head of his security, said that the bullet went in the neck, and then it went down and hit the vertebrae and went down.
Yeah.
It's like, that can only be a small caliber. A 30-6 would have ripped his neck off.
Yeah. 100%.
But you said he got shot from the front, but it's from the side, and it didn't come out. Then was it what? A 380, a 22,
Right, and Jaco showed how it blew up the way it would, as if something was under there. The blood pack.
Yeah,
there's just, I don't know.
There's something about and that whole thing that he had, they put on his lapel like a mic. I was like, what's that? I mean, why were they in such a hurry to get rid of that? I mean, you have a microphone in your hand, and then when he hit the floor, he still had the microphone in his hand. It's like,
yeah, don't you drop something when you get shot?
Yeah.
Somebody just knocks into you, you drop it, and you're not even hurt.
I don't even need people knocking into me to drop shit. It just happens. But to sit here and keep like a death grip, and they're like, oh, he had blood all over him. So what if they jumped the shark, got him out of there, and then they thought that, oh, this is what happened. Like, because Charlie knew that something was going wrong. So all we can say is we hope, I mean, who knows? It's a movie. But I find it funny that she has all this time to do stuff, but she spends no time with her kids.
And first of all, wasn't there something that came out that the kids, there's no birth certificates or something for the kids? I thought I had heard that from someone. I'm telling you, I don't think any of that was real. Just me.
I don't think they're his kids. I think they're Mike McCoy's kids.
I wonder
if they're real.
It wasn't a whole psyop to begin with.
Yeah.
Because people think, oh, Charlie. Because Charlie's so great and everything like that. It's like, but at first he was just talking about finances and how to become and all that. Then he went to religion and politics. It's like, why?
Now, did he make a trip to Israel at some point?
A couple of them. And then remember they asked him to come back again. He declined. And then they had the meeting right before that in the Hamptons where they're shaking. I'm like, all he did was ask a simple question. It's a helicopter 45-minute flight from Tel Aviv to Gaza. And you're going to tell me that it took you 12 hours?
Right.
Because you guys were too busy pulling the Hannibal directive and killing everybody else. That's why they want to get rid of TikTok. That's why you have all these pages getting erased off YouTube that have all the war crimes on it. Funny thing is that we showed a lot of the videos on our show, and they're not getting kicked out of there because they're embedded into the show. So, nice try. I mean, this whole thing coming out, I mean, and what's even worse is that you look at our government. Our government's been the worst out of everything. I mean, and we thought that we were helping them, help. Oh, this going for this. It's like, well, nobody checks on it. You're giving these NGOs all this money to do this stuff, but nobody's checking on what's been done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Trump runs a tight ship. He's like, hey, with the wall, you come in, you get this much done, you come in, I cut a check, done. Because he signs every check. He does. He's always done for a Trump organization because he wants to know where every bit of money's going. It's like, how? I get tired just watching him. And this guy's just like, boom, 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 even throw out the numbers. It's like, so you're going to tell me he's just human, right? Him and Melania, right?
No.
And then you want to build this temple. It's like,
yeah.
What if it was their wedding that was the start of it all? Because their wedding anniversary is what? On it's at the end of January. It might be on 1/20. I mean, it's right around there.
Never even thought of that. And if you think about the wedding, it was so, public, like with all the guests and who was there and the pictures, and Hillary was there, and all like these little tiny, not so tiny disclosures.
And that's when it's like, well, oh, Trump's Batman. It's like, well, you went to his wedding, but they're like, oh, he was buddy with Jeffrey Epstein. It's like, he's the only one that turned him into the FBI.
Exactly.
I mean,
I think Melania has got a very, very big part in this.
I think she's one of the biggest parts in all this.
Huge.
Yeah, exactly.
Huge.
This thing, I mean, because with her in protecting children, it's like they all, Hillary and them, like, it takes a village and all that shit. It's like, but it's just like Mormonism. Those kids aren't yours.
Right.
Those kids are God's. So if that priest or that bishop cult decides to say, oh, well, your 13-year-old needs to go with that grown-ass man and there's nothing you could do or say about it, because what's going to happen? You get kicked out, you get excommunicated, you're no family, no nothing. So please tell me it's not a cult. Because in any other church, you just walk out and say, I'm not coming to this one anymore. It's like, whoa. And you have to pay 10% of everything? And you don't get anything? Like, there's people out there that are Mormons that are like, when the financial crisis and all that. Because who brought upon that? They did. They were all in on it. Just to get more money. And now you look at Turning Point USA and how it spiked. Well, who's pushing that? Same group, Mormons and Jews.
Yeah.
But Mormons, out there, the Mormons. Because Mormons are directly tied to CIA, FBI, with Mossad.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been infiltrated like nobody's business.
Well,
it all starts from the government.
If there's 604,000 sealed indictments now, and you can get up to 99 names on each, I believe, that's potentially 60 million arrests of people getting taken down.
And are those just in the United States, or are those worldwide?
I think they're worldwide.
Man.
Aren't they? This is RICO, Visa, all sorts of shit in there. With those indictments, and if it's RICO, if one's involved and they're all involved, aren't they? This is what Durham, Huber, Sessions.
Yeah, and Sessions and all them, because they were because I mean, he gave everything to Sessions right off the bat, because once the one person you could trust in Congress at that time was Jeff Sessions. He didn't take a dime from anybody.
Right. And that's why he started, he made that little ruse to make everybody think he was against Sessions.
That was the start of kayfabe, wasn't it?
And that's the thing. And you could tell the Sessions, I mean, when he passed it off to Matt Whitaker, I mean, old boy had tears in his eyes. It's like, what the fuck? And then you realize, like, I can't even imagine some of the shit that he's got to go watch after this.
Yeah.
Because he went right to the military. Because he was a captain in the Army. Then he's a U.S. attorney. Well, then that means he could try cases. So he would be one of the military prosecutors, along with Huber, and Huber, being a Mormon himself, probably self-hating Mormon. I mean, because you got him from why was Huber from Utah so big? Because it brought Mormonism in it. It's like, well, God and country, right? I mean, Christ, country, there you go.
Brilliant. Bring it all on, eh?
Yeah, it's gonna get crazy though.
Yeah.
This weekend, I mean, tomorrow especially. I mean, because we don't even know what happened at the White House with Mamdani yet.
No.
Like, can you imagine having to go to the White House and being a communist? Oh my God, you did not think this one through, bro. Not at all.
Or, you know, again, it's part of the movie.
What was he placed?
And they're over there having a beer, you know? Like, well, no, Trump doesn't drink. Well, they're just having
Diet Coke.
A Diet Coke. They're just having a good laugh.
What time? It's 3 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon over there, isn't it?
3:47 and 2:47.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 8:47 here in the evening. So, yeah.
Right.
So let's see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, we'll do it. We'll do this many times again.
Oh my God, it was so.
Because I'm like, oh, next time we'll talk about this bullshit because we don't even know what's gonna happen until next time. That's like people are like, well, don't you have a show outline? It's like, change 5 minutes before the show.
Yeah. Well, I did put in the description, you know, we're going to listen. Jason's going to dive a bit deeper and stuff like that. But the three of us will have a chat. We'll be asking questions and things like that. And we'll probably go off in different directions and tangents. And that's what it's all about anyway. That's what makes it entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah. And also, next Thursday on Thanksgiving, we usually do like a massive marathon on holidays. These people that don't have families or anything like that. So you guys are more than welcome to come on too.
Yeah.
What time do you start it? Like, what time does it start? What time does it go?
Probably like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, Central?
Yeah. And then it'll go till whenever. I mean, we've had it go like 18, 19, 20 hours before, so.
Wow.
Oh, well, that's all right, because we'll do our show in the afternoon, and we'll either do something before or after or between or amalgamate it or something like that. Yeah, whatever.
Sweet.
And you do a Zoom on Saturdays as well, don't you?
Yep.
Oh, that's what I was
going
to say. I did call this. Where have I written that down? Hold up. This is funny. Where is it? I called this Friday Deeper Dives, right? But what Jason and Dina's Friday Night Fuckery is going to be your new show, isn't it?
FNF, that's it.
That was called. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, excellent. I look forward to that as well.
Yeah. So we're not going to have this next Friday for everybody who's here. We're going to have it the 5th? December 5th? Yeah, the following Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, shall we?
Oh gosh.
Shall we? All right. Well, I'll look into that Glamorous Castle a little bit more in the meantime. See if I can find a couple of sites to save. Yeah. And we should just start off with whatever.
And let us know, like, what your thoughts are, Jason, about going, doing that like live deep dive into the star-crossed serpent.
Oh yeah.
Because we could do that. We could allocate. If we could all like limit what we say, we could talk for like an hour, and then we can go into something like that, very focused.
Yeah, because once I start digging in, I start like outlining stuff. So a lot of stuff will be like, if you read it's like all the redundant stuff, but then all the key stuff. So I have like stuff underlined and then and you'll give us some time, Stu, to read it too. Obviously, Jason's got a bit more of a discerning eye and everything, but we could maybe bring our little. Man, I mean, through the first 2 chapters, just made your stomach turn.
Really? Oof.
It's like what, and then there's 2 volumes. I'm like, well, maybe sometimes somebody will pick up the whole Friday Night Fuckery and how that all works out numerically. Yeah. 6146, guys. Add it up. It's always a 17.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, I've still got those links up you sent anyway, so I'm going to save those and hopefully I can get back in and have a read of those.
Yeah,
But,
and then, because, I mean, I print them and all that, but yeah, I mean, there's just, I mean, Scribed is hands down one of the greatest sites.
Yeah.
I mean, the documents we found off there, there's no. But we didn't find them. They found us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, some of the stuff that's popped up in our purview, I'm like, there's no way. There's got to be something divine pushing us towards this, because you get pushed towards this, and it's like, eh! It's like, which way now? It's like, just fucking do it. It's like, all right. Okay.
Oh, somebody just posted.
Mom Donnie is fucking live at the White House right now. Yes. So yeah, then I'll have Dina send you guys a link for next Thursday if you guys want to pop on.
Love to.
Because we just let everybody pop on and just, it's like a big it's like a big family thing. It just,
yeah.
Because I noticed that when we started doing them, and because you see that people don't have anybody to talk to or anything, that's like, well, then why don't we just do a show? It's just,
Yeah.
Then people,
There's a lot of people that they have family, but it's just not a good, safe place to be anymore.
Yeah, but you know what though? If shit starts firing off for Thanksgiving, I guarantee you everybody's gonna be taking a fucking plate over and be like, hey, bird smells good, guys. Anything new? Oh my God, oh my God. When all these people that have been bashing Trump, it's like, just hold on, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to find that. But yeah, I mean, so much shit we found just a couple of pages yesterday. So.
All right. Well, I think we should all somehow go see what this knucklehead.
Oh yeah.
Live about.
Yeah.
We'll. Everyone should take a box of these when they go. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
That's a great that picture. That's excellent. That's red pill time. That is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, guys, I love your passion. Right. Yep. Love our little show.
Love you guys. Thank you so much. Dina, you're out there. Thank you so much for being such a great coordinator and light behind the scenes.
Yeah. Thank you for all the comments, everyone, as well. I'm about to go through them all now. Once I cracked a beer, and I've just put a little video on the end. I think Trump, the storm is coming, and I can't remember what it is. I've got 100 videos in here, but that seems relevant. So let's see what happens. It's 5 minutes, 6 minutes long.
All right.
Take care, guys. See you later. Where we go when we go all.
All right. Bye, guys.
You are not hidden. There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you have been broken, your innocence stolen. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your armor. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS.
When the World Trade Center came down, I saw something that no place on earth could have handled more beautifully, more humanely than New York. You're two 110-story buildings come crashing down. I saw them come down. Thousands of people killed. And the cleanup started the next day, and it was the most horrific cleanup probably in the history of doing this and in construction. I was down there, and I've never seen anything like it. And the people in New York fought and fought and fought, and we saw more death, and even the smell of death. Nobody understood it, and it was with us for months, the smell, the air. And we rebuilt downtown Manhattan, and everybody in the world watched, and everybody in the world loved New York and loved New Yorkers. And I have to tell you, that was...
The storm in which we find ourselves today was set in motion by President Trump.
You guys know what this represents? Well, maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What's the storm?
Could be the calm before the storm.
What storm is
We have the world's great military people in this room, I will tell you that. And we're going to have a great evening. Thank you all for coming. Thank you.
What storm, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
I'm going to pull the whole thing down. I'm going to bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's going to be biblical.
It's going to be very hard to come in. Right now, it's very easy to come in. It's going to be very, very hard. I don't want terror in this country. You look at what happened in San Bernardino. You look at what happened all over. You look at what happened in the World Trade Center. Okay, I mean, take that as an example.
Are you at
People
all
don't
concerned?
even bring that up.
Are you at all concerned it's going to cause more anger among Muslims around the world?
There's plenty of anger right now. How can you have more?
You don't think it'll exacerbate the problem?
David, I mean, I know you're a sophisticated guy. The world is a mess. The world is as angry as it gets. Well, you think this is going to cause a little more anger? The world is an angry place, David.